Let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Hello, Chisa. I see you. Patrick K. Good evening. Happy Thursday. I hope you're all good. My dear brother Kelechi, I hope you're good. How's the family? Good evening. Kenny, I see you. Thank you so much for joining in. Please let's share this live. Julio, good evening. I see you've returned again today. Thank you so much for joining. I'm sending this to my followers, friends. Let's do same. I hope we are keeping well. Another week is gone. Yes, an interesting topic today. Amazing. Please help me share this live to your friends. Let them be part of our talk today. Interesting talk today. Shine to the whole world. Calmness, I see you. Good evening. I hope you're good. Good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes. And as usual, give my talk. Try to expand things, as best as possible. However, still, I cannot cover all aspects of this topic today. More likes. TikTok says will attract viewers. So let's keep liking. A13, I see you. Good evening. I hope you are good. Thank you so much. Yeah, I started already. It's been an interesting week. Here in the UK, weather is everything really. I think yesterday we had 4 different kind of weather in one day. It was raining, it was hailstones, sunny, windy, quite cold as well. And here's everybody hoping for the summer really. Oh, gracias, A13, thank you. Thank you for the heart me. Today we have had 7. Please tell me all the 7. Miss B2 original, I see you. Good evening. Please tell me all the 7 weather, if that's what you're talking about that you've had today. Today it has rained. I don't think there was hailstone where I was. Cold, sunny. All in one day. What an amazing God. Perhaps sometimes I wonder, maybe some people are complaining, oh, the weather is too hot, and then it starts raining. Some say, oh, it's too rainy, and then it starts getting sunny. Some are like, I feels the damp, and the wind start blowing. So they haven't invented the names of second of them. What would you call it? Miss B2, tell me, what will you call it? You give it a name, maybe. Watcher and rising star in... Oh, okay, sorry. I thought that was you. Yeah. Thank you, TikTok, for that information. Yes, thank you so much, Starfar. That's as much as I can see. Whether it's faith or something I can't see. That's all I can see. Good evening to you. I hope we are keeping well. It's another Thursday. This is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we ought to rejoice and be glad in it. Regardless what we're going through, the fact that we're able to sleep and wake up to seeing another day is enough to say thank you, Lord. Even if you're not a believer, you think whoever you need to thank for seeing another day. It's a great privilege because not so many people, or well, a lot of people may have slept and not woken up this morning, but it's not our story. So we ought to be grateful. Bisa, I see you. I'm wondering, these are peanuts. These are peanuts in your name. Rain, wind, sun, hailstorm, cold, hot, sun for 17 minutes, cold and hailstorm. Oh dear me. It's funny, isn't it? All in one day. What an amazing God. Yeah. Anyways, like I said, if you have to hold your raincoat, your umbrella can serve for the rain as well as the sun, even the hailstones, because the stones that were dropping yesterday, my goodness, they dare not hit somebody on the head. I don't think you can take 10 of them. Something will happen to your head. It was quite stormy, really. But we thank God. We thank God. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We're talking today's Thursday, we talk about marriage topics. So at this point, is a mental health illness, not disorder anymore. Oh my goodness, is that deep? Okay, well, you can go to my bio and see what we've got there. If you need some time to talk about this, please feel free to private message me and or direct message, whichever one they call it these days, and we can talk some more about it. Do not allow any weather to affect your mental health, because in fact, we talk about seasons come, seasons go, but when you have 4 or 5 different seasons in one day, the weather, you mean, okay, all right. Let's be mindful. Some people, once it start raining, they're moaning, they're like droopy kind of. I'm like, why should you even allow the weather to determine how you feel? And I guess over time, it's become a thing. If it's not sunny, some people are not happy, and I'm wondering why. When it's rainy, go cozy up somewhere, have a cup of tea, watch a movie. I mean, that's after work anyways. Just make the best of whatever weather you get. Some people are in the cold perpetually. Imagine their agony as well. But we're not here to complain today. We're here to talk some more. Differing parenting styles is what we're looking at today. And this is what every marriage, well, most marriages will go through once they start having children. Because I want to believe, apart from the fact that couples love each other, go into that marriage union, they are also, I bet, imagining what their children would look like. Would our children look like me? They will look like you, and all of that. And eventually they start coming in. And whether you've talked about how you're going to parent them or not, sometimes you find yourself in that space and you just have to work things along the way. However, we were once children ourselves. And if you can think back to how your parents, brought you up, what styles, when there's chaos, how did they react? When there are issues, how do they handle it? And things like that. You grew up seeing yourself, and now guess what? You're a parent. So you have this spouse from a different background, different culture, perhaps a different what's it called now, way of life, different life experiences, both from their own parents, from their growing up, friends, and all of that. Now they are your partner. You know how you really want to bring up your children, but is it in line with how your spouse, your partner, also wants to bring up their children? So sometimes we might have differing parenting styles, and if care is not taken, some will say, since we had these children, they just destroyed our marriage. No. Should that be the case? I don't think that's God's plan. The children are the heritage of the Lord. They are the fruit of the womb. He has given us as blessings. It's not left on us to find ways, put heads together as a husband, wife in that relationship, marriage, and find ways of bringing them up, nurturing them such that they will become useful to themselves and the society at large. So we're looking at differing parenting styles today, and I give it a subtitle: Understanding, Managing, and Growing Together in this journey called parenting. So today's topic is one that affects many homes and many relationships: differing parenting styles in marriage. So, parenting is one of the greatest responsibilities in marriage. It is huge. Some people have one child, some have two, some have as many as eight, some six, some even 10, depending on the figure they decide to go for. Florence, AJ, I see you. Bimbo Ade, thank you so much for joining in. So, it's the greatest responsibility a husband or wife would have in a marriage relationship, but it can also become one of the greatest source of conflict when couples approach it differently. And that's what we're talking about this today. Shan, good evening. Please help me share this love to your friends. Let them be part of our talk today. So many couples, they love each other deeply, no doubt about it. Yet they struggle because they were raised differently. They think differently and parent differently, even by their own parents or whoever raised them up. So the question is not whether differences will exist, because it's obvious. The question now is, how do couples manage those differences in a healthy and unified way such that their home is still intact? Because this is a big problem some couples are faced with. Some have even separated, and you now find these children living here today, they live here tomorrow, and because of the conflict, they're not even able to bring them up in unity. So this is a big challenge. Dare we talk about it here on Insight. So let's look at understanding parenting styles. There's so many, depending on your culture, background, beliefs, faith, and all of that. So, a parenting style is the way a parent disciplines, communicates, nurtures, guides, and respond to their children. So these styles are often shaped by our own upbringing, culture, like I've said, personality, life experiences, beliefs, and values. And it's a big thing. Your faith. If you're a person of faith, you might feel, oh, this is what you believe in. And that's why it's always good to be sure about these things before you actually say, I do. Michael on board, I see you. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining in. So you need to be mindful. Is your culture going to come in the way of you raising your children? Your personalities, maybe one is hot-tempered, short-tempered, all this tempered, all of that. It matters a lot. Oh, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for the gift. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Please help me share this live to your friends, especially those who are parents at the moment. Good evening to you. Thank you so much. So, life experiences, even if you grew up in the same village, in the same borough, in the same country, your experiences of life are going to be different. And that is where you come and try to put things together as one, such that you can raise your children with one voice, one personality, if you can, beliefs and values, because it matters a lot. Otherwise, this thing can strain a marriage relationship. So let's look at some common parenting styles. Thank you, Leslie. Good evening to you. Welcome. Some common parenting styles. This one, I grew up in this. Strict or authoritarian parenting. A lot of us might have gone through this or are still going through it. They are strong rules. You dare not break them if you do not want to be broken yourself. High expectations. Therefore, anything you do sometimes is never okay. They constantly, having this high expectation of you. So you can't blame them in a way. This is how they were raised as well. Thank you so much, Michael, for the heart to me as well. Thank you. So This is what they know, and this is what they're passing on to their own children. Disciplined and focused. You must, in fact, by the time they finish with you, you dare not be slacking in anything at all. And you have to be focused. At a tender age, you're so serious about life and all of that, just because you have this strict parent or very authoritarian parent. And this is one parenting style. Another one is gentle or permissive parent. Some people were raised this way, and to everything, if there's no balance, there's always a repercussion, that. So, very gentle parenting styles, nurturing, they're flexible. You don't want to sit, please don't sit. You want to stand. Just, do you want water? No, okay, don't disturb. They're less strict with rules. They're so flexible. They permit almost anything and everything. Some will say, your children are so spoiled. Perhaps their parenting style is this one I'm talking about. Another type of parenting style is balanced and authoritative parenting. And this combines love with structure. They combine love with structure. They are firm, very firm, disciplined as well, but understanding. So it's kind of balanced style of parenting. And the last one I'm going to mention is uninvolved parenting. Yeah, I said, should I put that, should I not? But because it exists, why not? And there's so many other types of styles of parenting, but just limit it to this because of time. So uninvolved parenting, I mean, the name says it for itself, uninvolved. They are emotionally distant. This kind of parents sometimes feel money solves everything. The children needing something, just give them some money, let them go get something they like, Sometimes you find such parents under this parenting style, uninvolved. They have limited guidance or limited involvement in how these children are raised. They are there to produce these children, but they're not always there when it comes to parenting them. So most couples are not exactly the same in their parenting approach. Some have become adults as a result of this kind of parenting style, and they just feel it worked for me, I'm okay, I'm surviving, I'm gonna do the same to my children. So off they go. They have these children, their wife, at home. Even sometimes the wives too might be like that, and it could be maybe the husband that is at home more or something. We're not gender biased about this, because it happens both ways. So some couples, they're not exactly the same in the parenting approach, and this can affect how their children are being brought up. So let's look at why parenting differences cause conflict. Because if anything you do as a couple, you're not united, it's going to bring some sort of conflict, whether mild or subtle, or whether intense. Some sort of conflict may arise. So why parenting differences cause conflict? Parenting differences can create tension because each spouse believes their method is right. Most especially, they've been brought up that way. They feel they're good, they're useful to themselves, they're useful to the community and all of that. And this parenting style from their parent is a very good style. They bring it on board. They don't even embellish, they don't even change nothing. They bring exactly the same on board because they believe that method was right. It was right for them. It made them this strong man, they've become this strong woman they've become. And that's how you've seen this strong person, you fell in love, So they just believe that method is right. So, care is not taking. Your spouse will say, no, I don't want to, especially in this area, I don't want to raise my children like that. And then before you know, what do you mean? My way is right. Conflict starts. Again, past experiences influence present reaction. How were you brought up? You find out that way, never will I raise my children like that. And for some people who have, whilst they were growing up, go to this uncle, live there, whatever rules and regulation goes, they've been tossed back and forth. So they don't really have a defined parenting styles as such. And the experience, my goodness, they can't even, it's nothing to write home about. So they're kind of lost when it comes to parenting. And now they found themselves as a parent, they might just be struggling. or most especially having issues with their spouse, because if their spouse is the one that have come from a balanced parenting style home, and they're fairly okay, they might not see eye to eye about a lot of things, just because one person hasn't really thought about it, but now they found themselves in it. So past experiences can influence their present reaction in terms of parenting styles. Again, fear for the child's future creates pressure. You want to raise our children this way. I'm afraid for their future, and this will bring conflict because you're not seeing eye to eye in terms of how you're raising these children. So even the child, once they start growing and knowing their left from their right, if they see that this is the situation, they might want to start dictating to you how they want to be raised, and then more conflict. That who are you to be saying this to me? And the child is feeling like, since you don't know, mom don't know, dad don't know, I know, because they have friends they talk with, and they, children, they talk, and they feel, if I don't have this stability at home, I might as well impose mine, and then more conflict. You end up looking at your child like disrespectful, no manners, and all of that, but you're not looking at what kind of parenting styles you have brought on board. So common disagreements can include discipline, like, you're spoiling these children, you're pampering them too much. Some might say, you're too hard on these children, you're too this and that. That means there's a disagreement in how they're raising these children, from the husband to the wife to the husband. And some common disagreement again can include education. You want this kind of strict school for your children. Some even prefer boys only or girls only, and the other partner is like, no, I want my children to mix up, they know how to relate in the society. They say, I went to all boys school and it has hardened me, it has, and then this conflict starts. And then, because probably they haven't discussed about this before the children start coming in, it becomes a big disagreement, a big conflict will rise up. Another one that can cause, like I'm talking about, common disagreement is screen time. Some parents will be like, once the child goes to school, comes back, have their dinner, do their homework, 1 hour screen time, just so that they can, be technologically advanced or whatever inclined. 1 hour, and the parents say, they've worked all day, just let them be till they fall asleep. And say, no, there has to be timing, otherwise, imagine such disagreement. It may arise if care is not taken. And another one that will cause disagreement is chores. You've asked the child, once you come back from school, all your socks and your maybe panties or singlets or whatever, make sure you put them in this basket. It depends on their age. You give them little small house chores or tasks, and really it has to do with them. And then the other spouse or parent feels, at what age? This child is too young to be doing this. They're like, no, don't spoil them. Let's make them to be responsible. And then disagreements, arguments will come in just because of that chore you want that child to do or not do. And another one is emotional expression, teaching them to express themselves. Or you say, no, he's a boy, you don't tell him to express and all of that. He's a boy, he has to manage from a very tender age. And your wife, because women are emotional, as they say, and all of that, says, let this boy express himself. No. Disagreement will come as a result of that if care is not taken as well. And another one that can actually cause disagreement is spirituality and values. Husband and wife will have certain values that are the same, certain that are not, and I'm not sure whether they will really talk about that one that doesn't really go with each other. Everybody knows, okay, you know this, at least we have something in common, you dwell on that. But you find out that there's certain values that your child, you might have to pass on to them, and it's coming from one partner, and the other partner does not feel the need for this value for this child, especially at this age or whatever. And some, it could be in terms of spirituality. If both parents believe in, different gods, or believe they have different faith, who is going to bring the child up? Some will say it's the husband or the father's faith the child will go with. Some will fight and say this is the 21st century. No, and then there will be disagreement. There will be, conflict. There's not going to be unity when that happens. So always make sure that your spirituality as parents are together. They are aligned such that it's easier to pass such to your children, and your values as well. Make sure they're aligned enough to pass on to your children, because otherwise disagreements will always arise here and there. So let's look at the dangers of unmanaged parenting differences. There are dangers to it, because you and I know different kinds of people in the society today. They were raised by parents. Whoever has raised them automatically have parented them, so to say. So let's look at the dangers of unmanaged parenting differences. First is confusion for the children. I don't want my children to be confused because, maybe we're not seeing eye to eye about certain things, and this is what we need to raise these children. You find out that the dad will say sit, the mom will say stand, and the child is going like a yo-yo, and then you're bringing confusion to this child. So it's always good, when you're planning to be a parent, to have certain discussions with your spouse. It's very important. How do we want to raise our children? What faith do we want to raise them in? What values do we want to pass on to these children? Because children may become confused when parents constantly contradict each other. This will bring a big issue in that family union. Again, division in marriage. If not handled well, parenting disagreements can weaken emotional connection, because this child, they would not want to relate with you. They feel, all the time you're always disagreeing or having conflict or what have you. It will weaken this child from expressing. They might just shut up. I've had clients who are in their 60s and they're still suffering from things they grew up in terms of in their childhood days. Imagine a 70-year-old man still telling me, in my head I still hear my dad say this, I hear this, the arguments, the fights, this and that. At that age you think, they're grandparents themselves, but these things follow them all through. So if you don't want that division in marriage because of the differing parenting styles, it's better you talk about it even before you get into marriage. How many children you want to raise? How are you going to raise them? And all of these questions, you need to answer them together. And again, another danger is manipulation by children. I give that example. When the child says you're neither agreeing or whatever, they will say, okay, I want to do this. Even at a very tender age, you wonder, what on earth do you know about life? That's why you be giving the child life talks. And the child has seen that you people are always disagreeing. Let me bring my own rule. Let me bring my own values. Let me bring my own way. And these are probably things they've learned from their friends. And then this will irritate you or even anger you some more. And this child is almost trying to manipulate you. So children will learn to play one parent against each other. I used to remember then when my boys were very young, maybe their dad is upstairs and I'm downstairs and they come, Mom, can I have ice cream? I said, but you've had one. Don't worry, tomorrow is another day. They will now go upstairs and say, Daddy, can I have ice cream? Say, go take it. They will not say, Mommy said no. They will run and go and take that ice cream. And then to make it worse, they will not bring that ice cream to your face and be licking. And you say, but I told you not to take that ice cream. Daddy said I can take it. I said, Daddy said, I will not go. I say, my dear husband, this child came to me and I said no because they had one already. Say, we all will laugh like, so you're playing us. As subtle as that is, imagine other aspects of bringing them up as well. So if you're not careful, you don't have one voice about raising them, these children will play you. In fact, when they're becoming teenagers, you'll be played so bad. So you need to be mindful of this. Another danger is resentment and criticism. One spouse may begin to feel unsupported, especially when their values conflict one another. The other might feel, I want to raise this child with this value, and the other party is not having it. So the one might feel you're not supporting because I want the best for my children. I don't want the way I was brought up, and all of whatever excuse, whatever the talk is. And you find out that you're on your own in terms of this value, principles you want to pass to this child or children. Again, one spouse may feel judged. Oh, you were raised that way. Don't come and raise my children this way. But then you saw the values in them. You married them as a result of this value. Why would you want them to pass it on? Especially when they're good values, not just any values now. Pass it on. So they feel judged. And then this will bring some sort of resentment if care is not taken. They may even hands off parenting with you because they feel you're not in support all the time. You judge whatever they bring on. And it could be man to the woman, woman to man. We're not gender biased, like I said. And again, one spouse may feel disrespected, especially our men. When they say they want to be firm, discipline and all, and the mom is like, just be flexible a bit, relax a bit, just let this child be and all of that. And the man may feel disrespected. And sometimes the woman too might feel disrespected. So we need to be mindful. These are dangers, of not being able to manage our parenting differences in the right way. Another one it can cause, another danger, the last one I'll mention, is emotional stress. Constant disagreements create tension within the home environment. Wife one way, husband another way, child even or children another way. So we need to be mindful that we're not bringing emotional stress into that marriage because of our differing parenting styles. It's very important. Children are very sensitive, to certain things, and you don't want them to start creating the negative sensitivity for them because of this constant disagreement. It's not going to help that child to be mature emotionally when they're constantly witnessing the emotional stress around them. So let's be mindful as parents. God helping us really. Another benefit of, let me talk about benefits now, benefits of healthy parenting. When there's a balance to it, really, because there are benefits in there. Some of us, we've decided the way we're raised, never will we raise our children that way, and it has paid off, really. So let's look at benefits of healthy parenting balance. When couples learn to walk through their differences, one, a child feels secure because you're always constantly bringing a united front to this to presence of this child or children, so they will feel secure. Consistency creates that emotional safety. When they know mom is firm, dad is firm, mom is disciplined, dad is disciplined, mom is flexible, dad is flexible, but they do this with a united front and they bring this to that child. The child will feel secure because they know that they always have a voice when it comes to their upbringing or being raised. Another one is stronger teamwork. I'm talking about the benefits now of healthy parenting balance. It brings stronger teamwork. Couples learn cooperation and partnership because they know this is what they have entered into. It's not one-sided, it's not authoritarian, no, it's a partnership. It needs their cooperation so that they can build together as a team and raise these children the best way they deem fit. Another advantage or benefit is better communication, because we need to raise them with one voice, therefore we need to communicate. So healthy discussions improve the relationship overall. You communicate, by so doing your children, they're looking like parents communicating. So when these children have issues or whatever, they find it easy to come and communicate with you because they see how you're modeling communication to them. So this would improve that relationship overall. Parenting to children, children to parents as well. And again, it brings about a balanced parenting. That's an advantage as well. Children benefit from both structure and this nurtures them. And you're building something on the inside of them. And of course, when they grow up, become parents, they can only do better than that even. And the last one I'll mention about the benefit is emotional stability in the home. So unity promotes peace and stability. You find out that, in fact, I remembered one school a few years back that I worked at. From nowhere, this child, they have their lunch lady and what have you, and this child just came and was feeling sad. Oh, I'm sad. And she just asked, well, why are you sad? Maybe he didn't want to do his work or something at school. No. And he just started talking. My dad did this. My mom did this. And you could see that the child was just red all over, talking and all of that. That child is not knowing peace really at that time and does not feel stable. So how are we raising our children? Are we giving them that emotionally stable environment to grow in? Otherwise, they are like what is it called, sponge. They absorb everything in the atmosphere. They absorb, and then when you now try to squeeze all the water you've put in, you're now lacking the color of that water. What water have you put into those children? What values, what stability, emotional stability have you put in them? Because this is what you're going to get back, even in a double fold. So parents, we need to be mindful. There's so many other benefits, of different parents, benefits when it's balanced. Let's look at the importance of unity, because this is needed. One voice, two people, one voice to raising those children. Unity does not mean couples must agree on everything. Yeah, your spouse, it's not everything you agree on. Yeah, but there's always a balance. It simply means respecting each other. This talk I'm going to finish as soon as possible because I want us to talk about this more. Unity does not mean couples must agree on everything. Me and my husband, we don't agree on everything all the time. No, it's not possible. Because if I said it was possible, I'll be lying. No, it's not possible. Even you and your friends, let's say your siblings, is it all the time you people agree eye to eye, face to face and all of that? No. It simply means respecting each other in that space called marriage. Communicating openly such that you're not thinking, is this what they're thinking? Okay, I'll do this like that. No. Communicate openly, clearly and openly. And working towards a common goal. You have common goals for your family, how you want to raise your children. The Bible says in Amos 3:3 that can two walk together unless they are agreed? Because two now, they need to work together. They've created this one child. I mean, this one cannot be parenting this way, that one parenting that way. You will just mess up that child. Can two walk together unless they are agreed? So agreement in parenting strengthens the family structure. Bring the opposite of this. That means disagreement in parenting will weaken the family structure. So it's our choice which one we want to choose. We want to agree when it comes to parenting our children, or we want to disagree and just you do your thing, I do my thing, and then the children become something else. We need to put structure, a good structure in the life of those children, especially when you're ready to become a parent. So let's look at practical ways to handle. There's so many people, like I say, but I'll mention this few just so we have that understanding. Practical ways to handle differing parenting styles. 1, communicate regularly. This communication, almost every topic we talk about here, communication always comes in, just to let you know how important it is. Communicate regularly. Discuss parenting decisions privately and calmly, and together come as team and then face your children. If you have not agreed, don't come and face them with that disjointed behavior, whatever it is. Because those children are watching, they are learning whatever will bring their way. So discuss parenting decisions privately and calmly, and then bring a united front to them. Again, we're talking about practical ways to handle differing parenting styles. Avoid correcting each other in front of the children. This one I heard so many times, but I used to be of this opinion. But we're free to air our views. After much thought about this, I'm like, okay, I want to teach these children to know that it's not always hunky-dory. Because I don't know where it was, maybe it's at a Bible study or something. There's certain things we say, And I tend to, it just doesn't sit too well with me. And when I decide to just focus on that and reflect myself, say, avoid correcting each other in front of the children. How do they know the right way to correct when they find themselves in a relationship? Because these things, like I said, there has to be a balance. If it's not, see, we would quarrel, we would argue. Sometimes it happens in their presence. And the next time they see us making out, they'll be like, this we should go to the room and all. Let them have a taste of both. Because whoever they're going to end up with, they're going to quarrel with this person. And if they're not equipped to remember that, mommy and daddy, they quarrel, but we see them make up, you're putting something in their mind. But I had to put this all the same because sometimes certain things are so intense, you might have to do that, in behind closed doors. But however, let them experience both sides. Don't avoid it altogether. This is my opinion. You might think, oh no, for me it's too much. No, I get it. Because I want my children to also learn that life is not a bed of roses. Mom and dad do argue and we see them make up. That is balance as far as I'm concerned. Instead of them just seeing you only when you're making up, they don't know the reason why. And then maybe just one day as a teenager, they just see you have this argument and it just make them emotionally imbalanced just because they can't comprehend. They've never seen it like that. Not that you haven't done it, but you always avoid them seeing that. They always see hold hands, and they believe that, this is perfect, made in heaven. So they are only one-sided. They've only seen one side. You have not allowed them to see the other side that brings the other side. I hope I'm not even confusing us now, but I want to believe you guys get what I mean. Let them experience both such that they know how to balance it when they eventually experience that. So, avoiding correcting each other, like I say, well, this can undermine authority and create division. That is not our goal here. I'm talking about practical ways. Let them experience the good, the bad, and ugly with you, how to handle all of this such that they're well equipped. Don't let them just say that life is a bed of roses and then they will marry this person who doesn't agree with certain things and they start fighting all the time. My mom never fought my dad. Were you there? Did you know? And because this is what you have presented to them. Well, I'll leave it there anyways. I want to believe we understand what I'm trying to say. Again, focus on shared goals. Okay, shared goals more, such that at least you put up that united front to start with. Any other goals you're not sharing with one another, go back and make sure you're sharing before you come and bring to your children. So focus on shared goals. Ask, what values do we want to teach our children? It lies in both your hands. It shouldn't be one-sided as far as I'm concerned. Some culture make parenting one-sided. Some culture shut down one other parent. I don't want to mention, but you have an idea. So these are things you need to focus on. What values do we want to teach our children? What kind of adults do we want them to become? It won't start when they're adults. It's when they're baby, toddlers, growing. You start putting those values in them. I've seen some children, they cannot share their toys for the life of me. And the moment they go to other people's house, they go straight for those people's toys. And they even start crying because of another person's toy. But meanwhile, you haven't trained them to learn to share. These are things some children will grow up with, and they're so greedy. Some are so selfish just because of the way they've been brought up. Sometimes their nature will bring out this selfishness, but you as a parent need to guide them, help them manage it so that they become selfless. At least everything, like I say, with balance. Again, learn from each other. Look, everybody's coming with their wealth of experience. That's why you need to talk about a lot of things and say, no, this one will not do. This one we're going to bring up. This one we're going to improve and do. One parent's strength may balance the other's weakness. Some parents don't know how to be firm with their child, even for the life of them. But their partner is so firm, so they know to hands off. They just know to hands off. Spare the rod and spoil a child. Learn from each other. How do you want to parent these children? Again, be flexible, because you will not attain the best for them or from them when you're too rigid as a parent. I grew up in that, partly that. That rigidity brought fear. No parenting style is perfect. Growth requires adjustment. You bring your weak, you bring your strong together, it balances and becomes, balanced. And together you have one voice to say, okay, this is how we're going to raise them in terms of this is the value we want to put in them, in terms of this. They need to know this principle of life. Imagine you're telling your child by 6 p.m. you must be in bed. By 6 p.m. in this house, and all of that. And then the next day, the mom says, oh, you can go at 7. It's okay, go at 7, it's fine. And dad comes, and by 6 p.m., this child is still playing and all. Say, Junior, it's your bedtime. But mommy said, you're going to bring problem. The man would have to, just respect it. Let the child play. She 1 extra hour. Let the child go to sleep. Madam, come sit. What was that about? We agreed this child will go to bed 6. Why did you say 7? Hey, I just want her to be happy. I want her to say, I want him to, No, you're not. Some things you might have to be rigid. Some things you can be flexible. And imagine it's not every day you're changing time. 6 today, 7 tomorrow, 8. So, you're not helping that child to have a balanced structure. And you're trying to teach them discipline with time. You're not helping them because they're growing in this so much flexibility. When they grow to become a young adult, work is starting at 8. I can go in at 9. I just said I was tired. I just start coming at 9. I don't know how long that child will be, but that young adult will be in that workplace. So let's be mindful about that. And when you're talking from a faith-based perspective, parenting is stewardship from God. It's a privilege. You don't want to fail God in how you want to parent these children. If you read Proverbs 22:6, it says, very popular verse in the Bible, train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old enough, they will not depart from it really. Even when it seems they've gone astray, that is there in the core of them. Something would drive them or bring them back home. So this training is most effective when parents work together with wisdom and love. Nana, I see you. Kenny, thanks for joining. I'm trying to rush now because I'll be rounding off shortly. Let's look at the role of grace and patience. This is very important when you're talking about different parenting styles. Both parenting and marriage require patience. Even with children, require more patience. It requires humility. This is not the time where pride and ego comes in. No, we have to raise these children right, because we will suffer in our old age if you don't raise them right. The society, the community will suffer as well. Parenting, marriage, it requires understanding. Understand one another, understand each other's values, understand the goals, understand the principles of life you want to bring together to raising your children. So no parent gets everything right all the time. And that's why there's two of us. 2 heads are better than one, as they say. But when one is shut down, when we're not gracious towards one another or the other one, there will be issues. And grace really allows room for learning and improvement. Your spouse is not perfect. Go and check where they're coming from. Hey, you will know that you're getting the very best of them, even though it still needs some sort of improvement. I'm sometimes when my children do something, I say, hey, these children, thank God we're not in Africa. Someone say, thank God we're not in Africa. And it's true, thank God we're not in Africa. Certain things, oh my goodness, you will not even find that child doing it, let alone thinking it. Thank you, Susan, I see you. So I'm going to be concluding by saying this. Different parenting styles are normal in marriage, okay? It doesn't mean you hate each other. It doesn't mean you don't like each other. It doesn't mean you don't love each other. No, it's just the way you guys have been brought up individually is different. And now you're trying to merge the goodness of your upbringing to, raising your own children. So please don't take each other as enemies. Why is it that? No. Just think back, be gracious, like I said. This is how, I remember having a man as a client, and he went on and on about the wife, and all. I said, look, she's not here, but tell me a little bit about their upbringing. So they are the only child, anything they want, they get, da 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 da. Or, in fact, there's so many like that. I'm trying to think which one is which. This one okay, the other one in particular is they're not showing love to them. They're not showing love. They're not showing love. I said, well, I can't speak for this person because they're not here. Tell me about their, background, their upbringing that Say, oh, mom never there, dad never there, only child, Sometimes I said, all of these things, perhaps you're the one to even show them how to love, because it's obvious that they don't know how, and you cannot give what you don't have. And this client sat in, and I said, I'll give you a minute to think about it. They never thought of it that way. Because sometimes they expect. Fine, people want to get married, they love marriage, but they might not fully be equipped. And you're fully equipped, and that is why together, you can achieve a lot. Bring your inadequacies, let them bring their strength. Together, bring that teamwork, a united front that will be strong and be balanced. So, I'm concluding, like I said, by saying this: different parenting styles are normal in marriage. The goal is not perfection, but partnership. As long as you agree, both of you agree, and then put that in front of your children. So, remember, healthy parenting requires communication, effective communication, open communication. It requires compromise, because you can't always have your way. Otherwise, there will be disagreements, there will be conflict. It requires respect. Respect one another's values enough to try to understand it. See, I just believe if you don't agree, don't bring it out to them. I mean, in terms of the children, until you agree. Until whether you want to compromise, you want to tolerate, whatever, as long as it's together. Because you have to present this together to them. Yeah? Healthy parenting requires respect. It requires consistency. You can't say, I've raised them enough since yesterday, I'm tired, it's on you now. It doesn't work like that. Till those children will leave your home, you're both responsible for them. Healthy parenting requires consistency, and it requires unity. Honestly, without that united front, I don't know, these children will play you like a ping pong. They will play you so hard. Children thrive best not when parents are identical. Know that, because you're different. But when parents are united, and this is what makes you one, that unity. So let us remember this: a strong marriage creates a stronger parenting foundation, and a united home creates a healthier environment for their children to grow. I'll say that again. A strong marriage creates a stronger parenting foundation, and a united home creates a healthier environment for children to grow. And I pray that God will give us the right wisdom, the right connection, the right unity to be able to do this, especially those who have, as some have 8, like I said, 8 children. Yeah, in this present day time, they love children. They both agree we'll have as many as the Lord will bless us with. There we go, 8 children. My mom had 6 of us. My stepmom had 4. I have 4. My older brother's got 3 children. My younger sister, she's got 3 children. So like that, we decide how many we want to have. As long as you're ready to bring that united front to raising them the right way, putting balance to it. God help all of us. So my 2 questions for us today is: should one parent always take the lead in parenting decisions? Should one parent always take the lead in parenting decisions? And secondly, this one I just brought in anyways, how do parental skills influence a child's academic confidence? Think about it. Hey, some things just rushed through my mind. I just went to my secondary school straight there. How do parenting skills influence a child's academic confidence? Should one parent always take the lead in parenting decisions? Guys, thank you so much for listening. Let this light that's within shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside, inside. So, guys, I have given my own 2 cents. Please send an invite. Let's talk some more about these differing parenting styles. Is it beneficial? Is it creating a united front? Values being passed on when there are different types of parenting style being brought on by the husband, by the wife. Even the child now is bringing their own way to be, they want to be parented. So let us talk some more about this. Let's help one another. I believe strongly most people in a married relationship now that are parents, from time to time I find it challenging, not just even parenting, agreeing to parenting, agreeing to values, agreeing to certain principles, before presenting it. You never get to agree, so there's nothing to present. Meanwhile, this child is lacking in that. So, guys, let's talk some more about this. Send me an invite. Let's talk some more about this and see how far we can help each other with this narrative day. Okay. Uh, oh. Oh, good evening, Oga Leslie. You're number one today. Oh. I hope you are good. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, Leslie, I've just seen good evening, hostess. I hope you can speak where you are. Or just that's just a chat greeting. I hope your mic is working perfectly well.
It's working. It's working. It's working.
Good
I
evening
was
to you
just
too.
I was just in between doing something, so yeah, it's working.
But you're number one in the box, so
No,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. How has Thursday treated you today?
It's been good. It's been productive. It's been very productive. It's been good.
Good to hear. Well, how's the
Although
family as well?
family is good. One of my children is recovering from a chesty cough, but yeah, other than that, they're all good.
Sorry to hear that. Well,
Uh,
they're in good hands. Have you made them the pepper soup? Make them to the
funny enough,
soup.
that one that has been home today, we eat pepper soup. Oh, he will wipe
Ah,
it and ask for more.
oh,
I hasn't yet been to Nigeria, but he loves Nigerian food, so we know
see,
it's in his
pepper
blood.
soup will do the trick. You will cough out
Ah,
everything one time.
mm. It's only that we are concerned about the whether he has nut ingredient. That's the only thing we're trying to find out because he has allergy to nuts.
Oh, I
But
see.
pepper, he can eat pepper. He can. That one can eat pepper. Oh, hey, I don't even know how can eat pepper, but it's the nuts we're
There's
trying to
always
make
one in
sure.
the family.
Yeah, I think he has taken it from both his mom and I. The other one doesn't like it too much.
Mm. In my house, I used to say it's only me that eats pepper, but my last son would try from time to time. But the others would, I can't taste anything. And they say, Mom, you're an addict, you're a pepper addict. I say, hey, in fact, in fact,
Yeah,
hey, but thank
if
God.
that's one of the few things I thank God for being going. My parents taking Nigeria was I ate pepper, and I that's in
I
fact I got
mean,
to the
can you be a
point where they
Nigerian and you don't eat pepper? I'm like, you people,
uh
I call them pepperless people. I said, what's that?
uh
You will not eat
it got to
pepper.
the
Say,
point
what
they if
happened?
they're looking for me they will say is in Buka. They will say is in Buka. That's because I used to
You,
hey oh my oh don't oh
sometimes
man.
when we order Chinese, I'll be telling them if my son is taking the order, I'll say, please tell them extra spicy, mega super hot spicy. They
That's
say,
what
Mom,
that's what we do as well.
I said it will be too hot. I said, what? Upon all my mega, the thing will come back still. I mean, they will just put those their red pepper cut inside. I'm like, what is this for crying? Me, I want pepper. But I
Ah.
remembered maybe it was a Cantonese one now. We ordered from there. Even me, I say, hey, this is hot, man. But rarely, even when I say mega super extra for where, nah, we do pepper. It's very funny. But when I have pepper soup,
uh,
sometimes I rather pepper soup than all this medicine sometimes because it
yes,
works.
so honestly,
It works.
honestly. Oh.
You
Ah, I
just
can eat pepper.
feel
No, in fact, that's what I'm having for my birthday this month. I'm a
hey.
pepper soup order.
Oh, so your May baby.
yes, yes. End of the
May
month.
what is your birthday?
25.
Oh, May 25. Oh wow, okay.
Mm,
Yeah,
May
7.
25. There's two of us in our family that are May. So me and the third born are
Oh.
May.
But is it the same day?
No, so I'm 25 and he's 31.
Ah, okay. Hmm.
Mm.
Me and my first son we share October. I'm 15, he's
Okay.
30, he's
Uh,
31, I'm 15. So yeah.
mm. My first son is October as well, 28.
Oh, in between. Yeah.
He's
Okay.
28.
Oh, we
Yeah.
have many October children. Yes, yes, yes.
Mm.
So, we're talking about these parenting styles, differing parenting styles.
Ah,
Hmm.
that one is subject. That one was something that was driving a wedge for us in the early days. So, hey,
Most times, the early years,
uh,
the first one, two children, they are more like experiments. And
yes,
then you build up. If you carry on having more, you
mm,
find out that you get better really at it.
mm,
But yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
should one parent always take the lead decision when it comes to parenting decisions? Let's start with
No, it
that.
has to be. That was the breakthrough for us is that we realized that we're coming from two different points, two different perspectives, two different upbringing. And we come to realize that okay, it's because we have got different upbringing and we need to understand how to jointly deal with our child at the time, the first child.
Hmm.
But because we, I think by the time the diagnosis came through, there was a way that we had to attend parenting classes because there was one specifically for what they call SEM parenting. So children, parents that have special needs children. This was in Watford. They gave us certain classes to know how to raise them, what to expect, what to look out for.
Hmm.
Um, and that kind of helped us because some of the frustrations we were dealing with at the time, we didn't know it was partly to do with him
Yeah.
having autism. But
Hmm.
also, our pastor kind of helped us at the time too,
Okay.
and he gave us a invaluable information that I never forget to today. He said that each child is different. Don't have generic like, oh, this is how we raise all of you. No, each child is different, and you need to know how each child responds to discipline. Have
Yeah,
discipline,
I see
but know
you.
that the discipline is going to be different. Don't have a generic that because maybe one child they listen by example, they listen by words, and then one you need to be a bit more practical how you're dealing with them. Um, and so that really helped us. But I think the second breakthrough was the parenting class, which was when I think he was two, almost maybe like 2 years and 10 months.
Mm.
So
Oh.
and that was like 3 weeks. So we were going to Watford. It was very tough. Um, and then they discharged us because they said that we think you guys can handle the situation, even though we still didn't think we knew anything. But it really helped us to
At
like
least the
look
basic.
at markers, you know,
Mm.
how you communicate, that most of the communication is going to be non-verbal, but there are going to be cues we need to look out for. So those are things that kind of helped us, and because we did it together, we didn't have choice. um, and yeah, that became the foundation. So by the time the second child came, we
Mm.
already had established a pattern of knowing how to do. And one of the things we did was that we kind of know that okay, this is what we're going to do. We need to put united front. That still took time. Or not like because we said it mean that we
Of
did it.
course.
The implementation still took time. So, and that's why I was saying here that one of the things that we we learned in that parenting class, and it's not for everybody, but it was because of the child. I mean, I never did it for the second child, but for the first child, was that they said healthy parenting does not mean that you are perfect. It just means that you are functional. It
Yeah.
just means that you can handle the stresses
Mm-hmm.
better. But is you're not perfect. You're going to have this, you're going to be off. They will tell us all of these things. And they will tell us how we need to take time out. So sometimes they'll tell us like you need to do 15-minute break. Um, we need to do half an hour, and then learn how to share parenting. But that was one thing they emphasize a lot, that healthy parenting does not mean perfect. And I think sometimes people think that, or that one has to be perfect. No, no perfect, no parent is perfect. And another thing that not this wasn't from our parents, it was from our pastor. He said that our parents are not the standard of parenting. So just because this may have worked for them, don't mean to work for you,
Yeah.
because you are two different people too. You are
Mm-hmm.
also finding out what works, what is not working for you. So maybe in your parents' house, your father never cooked. That might not work with your wife, in this generation. and so,
You're on
and so
your own.
again, so don't bring that, my father
Yeah.
never did this as a standard. That's not gonna work. You need to know how what works. So in parenting as well, it's also important that the way maybe they raise you, it might not be the same style that work for this next generation. And even we can sit in even in education. When I look at my children's school books and everything, I'm like, that's not what I thought. It's not the same ABC. No, even when they pronounce the A, it didn't, I don't want to go into that, the phonetics and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
again, we can't bring in this. What we need to do is learning to know what works for each family, for each home, and what was best for the home and what's best for the children. The major thing is that one of the things that we felt is that, like I think rightfully said, is that the children must feel secure.
Yeah.
And they, in our own home, our children must feel secure to the point where they can express themselves within reason, but they can express themselves. We do not want a situation where they are hiding or they don't tell us certain things. Is because what we want is that we want to be the first point of call when they are dealing with something, no matter what it is, that they are free to express themselves. And so we had to have those things set up in the early foundation of their upbringing. So by the time they hit, I think like maybe year 3, year 4 in primary school, they pretty much know how each parent do it. And one thing they could not do, that they cannot go to one parent and say, oh, they want this, and think that that parent will just say yes without the other parent finding out. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know. Now sometimes, one parent might feel this is how they want to do certain things, or at that point in time, and we will discuss it. But it's not everything we're going to be on point or on board with. But the most important thing is that we make sure that they know that we are united, they know that we're in agreement, but they also know that there can be a level of autonomy between both parents,
Yeah.
within reason. And my wife will get back to me on something, I might get back to my wife on something
Mm-hmm.
in that situation,
Good
as
evening.
long as it is not detrimental
Okay.
to the family. But parenting style, I feel both parents must work together. If it's one person doing everything, that can be a problem, because you want that both of you. And again, like my wife would say, I'm the disciplinarian in the family. I have no problem. I have no problem in being fair with my children. She, on the other hand, is not so easy. But she's come to a place where she's comfortable to know that I'm not going to go crazy on it. I'm not going to harm them. She knows that that's not going to be the situation. And that's something that we have recognized, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So that's something that we have both recognized, that I am. And in fact, she even tell me, "Let's can you just come and be firm with these boys?" She knows I have no problem, even though I hang out with them. I do enjoy them. They know we have a strong bonding, but I have no problem in being firm. None, zero. So and that helps as well. But parenting is I believe is very important. And I think at some point, both of you, if you do it properly, you will both come to a point where there's an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
I think when it comes to children, you don't want a situation where children are running to one parent for protection. I think I don't. You don't want a situation where that's happening. And I'm grateful to God that hasn't happened. When I was growing up, that happened a lot. Everybody's running away from my father. Everybody. And that's what I tend to see from all my peers as well. Everybody runs from the dad. As soon as the dad is coming, everybody's running for their books or whatever. And we didn't want that. We just didn't want that either. We didn't want that in our
I
home.
grew up doing that, you know. I grew up as a
Ah,
child.
that was
You
standard though.
hear Papa from the gate, everybody anywhere,
In
just
fact,
dunk.
oh, and it got worse with my stepmother. It actually got worse. And the thing is that it's funny that when we got older, we now became rebellious.
Ah,
And then it's like, as soon as we were in boarding school, we're like, we don't even care. We can stay in that boarding school. Sometimes we'll be missing holiday just so that we. Don't go home. So
big
yeah,
brother.
you can raise them up in fear, but when they're out of your home, they just do whatever they like. And that's another problem as well. We are thinking as a flex that we can raise them up with fear. But in my situation, once we left home, everybody just do what they like. So we have to be careful. Our last born just went recently to a trip for the first time by himself. And we were like, I told my wife, don't worry, everything we have taught him is going to do, don't worry. And he came back and she was surprised that most of the things that he did it like as if he was at home. And I said, that's because we've given him the freedom to do certain things within reason. And he's confident, and we made him confident that he can do certain things. Even if he makes mistake, we are not going to badger him. We tell him that we've learned from our own mistakes as well. We're not perfect people. So they get it. They get it. It's when we're trying to show them that we're perfect, that we don't make mistakes, that's what I think can be a problem. And the truth is that they actually are doing very, very well. Funny enough, they actually do very well. Counter to what a lot of parents think that being super strict, they are doing very, very well. So it is important. Again, what might work in my home might not work in your home, but I think it's important for parents to find out what works for them. And if you're a single parent as well, I think it's important to know to get support as well. Don't just try and do everything on your own. Get support. There's nothing wrong in getting support, maybe from a family member. There's one single parent that we know very well. She had to raise two children by herself because her husband was doing DV, left another country to come here. And her brother helps from time to time. And I think her brother and one uncle, they help from time to time with the children. And the children have done very well. All three of them are now, no, one has finished uni, and the twins are now in uni now. And they went to the same primary school with my children. So, yeah, it's important. Get support where you can get support. Don't try and do everything by yourself.
Yeah, it's
But
hard.
yeah, it's good. We are different. We are different, but find what works in your home. And I think that helps a lot. And children are different as well. The way we discipline
Yeah.
one child is not the same way we discipline the second child, and vice versa.
You know, this thing you said, it's still creating havoc in my home. My two older boys will be like, Mom, if we dare do this, you will say to us, no, no iPad, no this. But these ones, I've spoiled them. I said, hey, times have changed. I said, you remember when I used to say to you that if I raised you the way I was raised, you people would have run away. He said, but that's in Africa. I said, eh. So, I mean, I said, we're learning. I think I'm because no, you're spoiling them. Imagine my own son telling me I'm spoiling his own siblings. I say it is well. I thought when
Yeah.
they have big brothers like you. Why should I come and But then yeah.
Mm. I know it can be challenging. But yeah,
Okay, so
I think for us, it's what our family dynamics is, and I think we're quite close knit as well. We're really, really close knit, and I think we had to be because
yeah.
our families on both sides just made it difficult for us, to. I mean, when my wife married me, her parents just rejected us, like shut it down. It's only in the last 5 years that they reconciled, and that's only the mom. Her father never reconciled with her till he passed away. So we
Okay.
had to work together.
I know that's
We had
a
to.
lot of work. Sometimes they don't even know the work you put in until you start seeing the reward from your children. When people start commenting like this child is this, you know that you too have put the hard work. God has helped you thus far. So the second question now is, how do parental skills influence a child's academic confidence? If at
Yeah, I
all.
think I touched on that.
Yeah,
I
brief,
think
yeah.
so. For us, from the get go,
Thank
we
you, Elder.
always like made sure that we were reading to them. We were taking them to libraries, but also we made sure that they're in a home where they could play, and we could find out what they were good at through play. And I feel strongly. Again, we're not saying that we're not looking for perfection. Um, if you have a disagreement, fine, that can happen. If you have rules of engagement and how you do your conflict resolution.
Because it
But
will
and I
come.
think you brought that point up. It's good to show your children when you make up. It's so good. I give you an example. When we have had disagreements, the atmosphere in our house changes. I think I said that there was one season we had this disagreement where it lasted for almost a week. And it was really difficult. And I think we could tell it was affecting our first son. So when we did finally make up, I remember it was a Saturday. It was Saturday just before the afternoon. And we were talking and then we hugged each other. And our first son just came and said, "Daddy, hug." So he came in between us and he wanted to, and when he was hugging us, he hugged both of us tightly. So we're like, I think we're like, God, like we never ever argue like this again.
In fact, you
We
felt
never
it.
argue like this again. But it was so amazing that he responded, that he could tell that we were making up, and he liked that we were hugging. And till to this day, every time, even if I just go near his mom, he will just come. And I'll tell them, "Well, not fight, it was just, I know he just wants to see us hug, so he can hug." Now, with the second son, that's different. He naturally just, if he sees that we're okay, he will hug his mom first. And then he will hug me. Although hugging is not my default, I've had to work on that. So the environment, I think when they see that, it lets them know that this is life. We struggle with issues, but we also find a way to walk through it as well. I mean, we're being together this far anyhow, so they do know that obviously they're doing something right. They see more us doing stuff together than they see us fight now, much more. But that doesn't mean they haven't seen us have the occasional, you know, kind of disagreement. But it's not like mind shattering, head blowing. And I think that helps them to just thrive in school, and to the point where when they actually have said that when they are at school, people, even the teacher will say that, this one likes to be at school, but he also seems that when school is over, he wants to go home. So we do see that it helps them. But it's for us, we identify through their playing what they like, or on the things that they are going to be good at. And especially with the second born, we discovered that he was going to be good at STEM based this, not because we push it, but because that was his strong edge. We could see that he liked Lego, he liked building, he loved reading books that had to do with engineering from a very young age. That was something that we discovered, and today that's what he's pushing for. In fact, in his school now, he's in the top 3 for that maths, science. In fact, in the science, they say he's pretty much the number 1 for science, 3 for maths. And I'm like, I was not good in those things. Physics, yes, but not most of those things. So we find that they will naturally do well because they're in an environment that allows them to express themselves.
Right.
So I think that helps again. But it's work. It's hard work.
It
You got to put in the time. It's not going to just come. You have to be intentional about it. Even them working together, it doesn't happen by accident. You've got to be intentional about all of these things. But you get to see the results. We don't really do like tell him go and read. He already has a set program he works on and he's happy to study on his own. In fact, you have to tell him to pack out the boot because he would just go on. If you left him, just study for the rest of the night. So you've got
That's
to,
good.
we have to put those things in place.
Mm.
That's just his skill set. The other things he has to work on too, but those are the things. So academically is not a problem. It's other areas that we're working on that we. And the firstborn is another one too. So we know that one's very, very physical based stuff. Anything that's physical sports is strong on that area,
Mm.
and that's what we work on.
Okay. Thank you for sharing,
Yeah,
Leslie.
thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, imagine the hard work. Even if you have 8 children, all of them are different. So the way you parent child one will be different from child two, child three. So God help you that you have a united front, I'm telling you, because it's chaotic enough even as it is. And just like Leslie have rightly shared, it creates a balanced environment for those children to actually thrive, whether academically or emotionally. It goes a long way, because if they can balance this themselves as you've taught them, you find out that their mental well-being, we are talking about my mental well-being the other time, they're intact, at least to a level they're able to hold their space, hold and own themselves. They get to understand that, okay, mom and dad have said this. Sometimes they ask questions, even when you tell them, especially when you tell them you can't do this or you can't do that. There's a stage each child will get to. It is why not, why not? That's what you'll be hearing. And God helping you don't know why not yourself. They will help you to explain that. So it's a lot of work. You need a lot of parental skills to raising children. Even if it's just the one, it is hard work still. But God is more than gracious to help us through. Thank you so much, Leslie, for your submission. Okay, that's the AI summary. Shan, good evening. Maybe you come and share your perspective growing up with mom and dad, if that be the case. Good evening, Shan. How are you? Happy Thursday. Okay, thank you, A13. Thank you. I try to bring you up, A13. If you don't mind coming up, please. Good evening, Shan. How are you?
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
I was trying to fix my network.
Oh, but we can hear you now anyways. I think it was still muted before. Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Sister,
yeah, yeah.
for blessing Shan with that.
Good evening. How are you tonight?
We're good. We're good. We're alive and well. We thank God.
Yeah, the week is ending,
I know.
at
I think
least.
this week is gone so fast for me, actually. It's gone so fast.
Yeah, for us, Tuesday was a public holiday. They're ushering in our forever president.
What do you mean
So,
forever president? It's going to be
how can you
different.
say like swearing in a new president? He has been the president every season. So, which new president is coming in?
Maybe God has renewed his
Like
mind.
him handing over to himself.
Oh my goodness.
So it
Some
was a
some
public
some
holiday.
things
It
me,
felt so.
I'll never understand certain things we do as human. Even if they don't chase you, you cannot even chase yourself away from there. Wow.
Exactly. You're like, so that it's just a waste of money. Can't he just continue to the next term instead of saying ushering in a new president for what? So let him just continue with this term until they bring a new president. That's when they'll organize for a handover or swearing in. But anyways, that is African politics
Well, say that again,
for
sis.
us.
Thank you for joining in. Well, today we're talking about parenting styles, different parenting styles. I don't know if you're a parent, don't let me just assume. Because yeah. We're talking about, should one parent always take the lead in parenting decisions? And then the second bit is, how do parental skills influence a child's academic confidence? So let's try to break them down. Yeah, what's your take?
I'm not a parent, but I think I've parented at
Okay.
my young age. I
Ah,
think I started taking care of, I took care of a child from 7 months to year point without the mother. But I can say even up to now, I parent. I have, besides me parenting my siblings who are old, of course, I don't have a mother, so I'm the firstborn. I'm like their parent. But I also have nieces, young age. So most of the times, I'm looking after them in the absence of the parents. So I can say I have some skills, though not of a mother, like a blood mother. Yeah. But to the question that, could you repeat the question again?
Should one parent always take the lead in parenting decisions?
No, not at all. It shouldn't be the role of one parent to make a decision when it comes to parenting, or even just to parent one-sided. I think that is a bit common in Africa, whereby, especially when it comes to nurturing a child, the decisions are mostly left to the mother. It's only the father. I think the only decision a father can make is financial related. He can decide, he can decide, okay, the children are going to this school because this is only what I can afford. Even if actually they can only make a decision related to the educating a child, or maybe health. But when it comes to morals, and some bit of morals. But now the moral part of it, the father usually comes from a strict kind of level. Is it called authoritarian? There's a word they use it. There's authoritarian and authoritative, I think.
Authoritarian or
Yeah,
authoritative? Authoritarian.
parenting. That's when the father comes in, and most times it's when now the mothers fail to morally bring up the child. Most times they say, okay, I'm going to tell your dad, because they know the dad won't joke. Canes will come in, and most of the times, unfortunately, in Africa, they don't use that, I would say, love kind of straightening up a child moral wise. A child is almost,
Is the
it's most times
I think a call came in for her. Shan, are you still there? I can see the talking.
my network.
Oh, I thought maybe a call came in for you.
No, it was a network. So I was saying that most of the times, children are only tuned to, I wouldn't say aggressive, but the other side of nurturing, not the lovey-dovey or caring kind of nurturing. So in that case, even when it comes to, let me just even respond to the second question, even when it comes to academic performance, or maybe even at school, most of the time the child only responds to that kind of treatment. Let me say, if a child understands that, okay, if a teacher beats me, it means I'm not doing the right thing. Or maybe if a teacher beats me, that's when I'm going to listen. That's when I'm going to improve in my class. And I think that is why there are a lot of, schools tolerate beating children, canes and all that, and they believe it's the only way of nurturing a child or straightening up a child when the child is going astray. Because most of these things started from home. So I was trying to say that when it comes to decision making, the father always comes in when the mother has failed, especially when it comes to nurturing a child morally. But when it comes to paying fees, education, and then health, the decision is entirely on the father, I think, which is wrong. But I do also understand that I think we all know Africa, when it comes to African parenting, even when it comes to African household, it is the father are responsible for financial needs of the household, and that combines also health and education. So the mother's role is just to nurture a child. I would say reproductive role. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yes. I think you can't even hear yourself, Shan. We can hear you, Shan. Okay, now it's gone off. Oh, network. Okay. Yeah, okay. Send back an invite when you come back on. Cute, I see you. Good evening. So whilst we're waiting for Shan to come back, Susan, good evening. Happy Thursday to you. I hope you're good. Okay, she's coming back.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
You back?
Okay, Shan, is that you? Okay, she's back. Sorry, Susan.
Yeah, this
Okay.
network here is
We actually
crazy.
dropped you. Yeah, it's okay. Let's
It's
let you
crazy.
finish your submission.
Yeah, so I was saying that I would say like bias kind of parenting is really it's not the best decision for parents to take because let me say, for example, when it comes to even instilling the morals, because now if the parent, let me say, if you as parents you don't agree on how you're going to take care of your children or bring them up, or maybe what kind of behaviors you're going to instill in them, they're going to grow up two-sided. I think Leslie mentioned that at times you find a child would listen more to a parent and then will not listen more to the other. But again, I think this combines both the parents both being present. For example, when it comes to actually, let me share this experience from a relative. You find that when it comes to maybe the parents are needed at the child's school, it would be best for both of the parents to go instead of just saying, okay, let the mother go. Most times the mother is going to go and maybe might not even convey everything to the father. And I think it's even worse in this modern time parenthood. Most of the parents are not even that communicating to each other. The mother doesn't communicate much to the father. So most times she might not even tell the father what transpired, at school. Or sometimes it's only the father that goes. And I think that also puts something into the mindset of the child. Like for me, I might think, okay, it's only my mother who is always doing this. What is my father doing? If it's the father, what is my mother doing? How comes it's only my father who comes to my school? My mother doesn't show up. It kind of creates some sort of biasness. Then you find out that, okay, a child has developed some more love for the father compared to the mother, maybe for the mother compared to the father, because the mother always shows up. And I think that also affects adulthood. One time I posted something about parenthood on my status, and a lot of people, adults, of course, my age, they were appreciating the father. I posted, I was like, okay, how comes when it comes to gifting parents, the first parent that people think is only the mother? Like, didn't your father contribute to parenting you and raising you up? Your father paid school fees, health, and all that. But when it comes to gifting, people think of only mothers. And I don't think the biggest percentage do not even gift their fathers. And most of the responses were like, my mother showed up in my life when I was a child. She breastfed me, like in all areas of my life, she showed up. Then I was like, but your father was there. And the only reason they gave, okay, my father, when he came, when he needed to beat me, when I failed to listen to my mother, you say that. So when I failed to listen to my father, when he came to beat me, and of course, when a father beats me, and I hated that he beats me, I hated that he only came when my mother failed. First of all, that means he wasn't even interested in raising me up. He left only bringing me up to my mother. And on top of that, you only come to beat me instead of just talking to me. So those are the vague reasons they were giving. But to them, they were really, really strong reasons. So that goes to the point I was saying that when it comes to nurturing a child, make sure both of you are present. Going to the child's school, you all go to it. Maybe when you want to straighten a child has done something, don't only leave it to a mother. Both of you be present, talking to the child, or maybe trying to solve whatever the child did or what the child was going through, so that it doesn't seem biased that, okay, it is only my mom doing it. Okay, my father does this.
you know. But again, maybe one thing I would want, it's kind of out of the question, but it's also from my experience and what I've seen when it comes to parenting. That has also affected some of the relatives I've seen. There's this thing of like making a child feel that, okay, I think you mentioned some of that. This time, most of the times, like putting on a mask in front of children, making the children feel like, okay, in our house there's no argument, there's no quarrels, there's no this, that. That affects a child when the child grows up. And one time I have a friend, he's a bit old. One time I was talking to him, I think he was from picking up a child, his children from school. And then he was driving, talking to me and talking to the child again. So I heard the child in the background says, Daddy, I want this. I think he wanted some snacks. He says, Daddy, I want this. Daddy said, okay, I'm going to give you. Then the daddy was like, but I've just bought you this. Okay, I'm going to give you. Then he asked, okay, Daddy, I want a toy car. Then he was like, I'm going to give you. Daddy, I want this. Then he said, I'm going to give you. And then something just popped into my mind. I was like, okay. Like, why do you have to say that, okay, I'm going to give you? And because he actually mentioned that, okay, I'm going to give you. I don't have money, but I'll try my best to give you, to buy for you. We'll go to the supermarket and get what we find there. And then something just popped into my mind. I was like, okay, what if parents learn to say no to a child at an early age?
Parents find it hard to.
Yeah. Because I'm speaking this from experience. I've seen some of my relatives, cousins and nieces, and how it has saying no to them at a certain age, especially teenage age, made them respond to the parent, that, and to them they interpreted as the parent not wanting to spend on them. The parent now has changed to a different person, no longer giving them something that the parent used to give them. So I just talked to that friend of mine. I was like, I think you need to also learn to make a child understand that, okay, you will not always get it in life. And do not think everything you ask is going to be a yes. So I told him, what if you try to tell him, even if you have money, first try to tell him that, okay, son, I don't have the money. Right now I don't have the money, we don't have the money, so I cannot give you, I cannot buy it for you.
Or
To
you
buy
will
for you, I
think
need to look
about
for.
it, or we'll talk
Yeah.
about it later or
Yeah.
something,
Yes, not just saying yes, because this affects them in adulthood, even just from teenage. And I think that is how it's also contribute to their relationship with friends, maybe with other people, even partners, to the point that if one time, because your parents, every time you ask them something, they say yes, all through your childhood, and then you become an adult, even from teenage, and then you even just your friend, you ask something from your friend, and the person says no. You've never had a no in your life. And I think that is why some people struggle in relationship. If someone tells you, no, I can't do it, and then they start interpreting it different. They don't understand the fact that, okay, maybe the person cannot do it because of this, that. Because such belief or such thing was never instilled in them. So I just told him, just try one time to tell the child no, and then you hear what he's going to say. And also just try to have a conversation with him, make him know that, you know what, Dad will not always have it. At times you have it, at times you will not have it. If he doesn't have it, this is what is going to happen. You're going to wait until Daddy gets it. So I think that also instills a lot of behaviors in a child of resilience, patience, but also letting him know that the world will not always say yes to you, even when they get into a relationship, even when they're disagreeing. Because now if you say yes, no, the child will say, but Dad, why I want it. But then you disagree with him, and then you talk about it with him or her. I think he or she will carry the same thing when they grow up or become adults. So I just wanted to add that. Yeah, but I think it's a role of both, not actually just think. It's a must, it's a role of both parents to make decisions, and when they're both conscious, but also not you making this decision and then you say, okay, go to your mom. Actually, I don't like this. There are certain things that if a child go ask from the dad, they're going to say, go to your mother. And then from the mother is going to say, go to your dad. So what are you instilling in the child?
Confusing that child.
You're confusing the child. Okay, every time I want this, it's only my mom to provide. Every time I want this, it's only my dad to provide. And at times, I've also seen, like the families I've been with, a child is going to say, okay, dad, what are we going to do for holiday? Then you're going to say, okay, go to your mom. This means you have not discussed about it. Probably the mom is going to say, okay, I'm going to think about it. Even when you parents, you have not discussed or thought about it. Then the child is going to be left in the middle in the dilemma, like, okay, who should I believe? Who is going to do this? Who is going to do that? Because of both of you are not what decided. You've not even talked. I think this also involves communication. But again, all these things I'm talking about depend on the relationship you parents have with each other as parents of the children. So if you don't have it, if you don't have a good relationship, there's no way you're going to make holistic decision when it comes to parenting your children. So I think above all, a good relationship between parents decide how they're going to parent their children, but also what kind of decisions they're going to make upon their parenting styles and raising up their children. And then the second question of how parenting styles influence academic performance or academic life of children, it does. I think immediate example I'm going to give is myself. Mine, it affected me, it influenced me negatively. I think one time I also shared it here. Again, it goes to parenting style, and I think even parenting style, people should take caution, especially if you know you're raising a child that is not yours. A child that is not yours is very sensitive, because especially if they at least have some sense that, okay, I'm being parented by someone who is not my biological mother. You need to be very careful, because any kind of,
Any wrong move, any
wrong move is going to really affect the child's life. For me, I grew up with family. I think I got raised up under more than 2-3 families, and all these families were instilling different, morals in me. This one is too strict. The other one is a bit loose. This one is now telling you how without them you wouldn't be, a lot. But for me, mine had been just how my level of self-confidence was compressed to the point that I remember, I don't know how to equate this to the US or the UK education system, but secondary. Yeah, I think secondary one. I just joined secondary one. I've always been a very bright child, but in secondary 1 up to secondary 4, I can say that I raised my hand to speak in class only 2 times in 4 years. 2 times in 4 years. I am in class, I know the answer, but I'm scared to speak, because all my childhood, no one has ever listened to me. Every time I fear that, okay, if I say this, there are going to be consequences. And to me, consequences are like, okay, yes, I know my answer is right, but now if it turns out not to be right, my fellow pupils are going to laugh at me. Now they'll look at me as someone who is, dumb, don't know the answer and all that. And I was just, building lots of imaginations of what they're going to say, what is going to happen, even when they're not even existing. So it lowered my self-confidence, even up to university, by the way, in my undergrad. When it comes to standing in front of even yes, to present, like my whole heart is pumping. Then I've even lost words to speak. I'm even, it affected my level of confidence, because it wasn't raised when I was being, nurtured or brought up as a child, but also I wasn't given that space to freely speak, to just say whatever is in my mind and my heart. So it made it hard for me to even progress when it comes to class. So most of the times when they're announcing my class, like top 3, top 5, few people even know me, like, who is this girl? Because I don't speak in class. I don't speak in class, not because I don't want to, but because...
Sorry, Shan, my nickname in primary school was Quiet Girl. That's what my teacher calls me, Quiet Girl. Not that I don't know it as well. The only time you would hear me say the answer is if the man calls me then I know,
Yeah,
because it's like
exactly.
your parents, if you dare not talk, then you get in trouble again. If he calls me, I'll say, but me to raise hand and say, nah.
That was me too. I think I had an English teacher. I think I was among the top two when it comes to class. That was even primary. So the teacher every time calls me, okay, Sharon, come and tell people, because he already knew that I knew the answer. So I was like, every time he forces me and calls me in front, that was the only time I spoke. But doing something voluntarily in class, never. Even if I know the answer, even if the teacher throws a question and nobody wants to raise up and their hands because they don't know the answer, and I'm the only one, I think I have the answer, I'm never ever going to speak or raise my hands. So that actually even affected me even now. No, not now, I've improved. But when I think back, especially undergrad, it affected my interaction with people. Most times I tell myself, okay, had I improved on this, my level of self-confidence, right now I even be having a very good job, because most times I am scared to approach people. I'm scared to even speak I got opportunity to attend a lot of fellowships and conferences, but I don't speak. If I don't speak, I'm not going to show myself to the world. If I don't show myself, how am I going to get opportunities? So these things are not actually, does not end only at school or academic life. It progresses to adulthood. And I think the worst is when it progresses up to adulthood, because adulthood, you're required to stand alone, be on your own. Even your parents are not going, actually, they're not even going to, even if they're available, they're not going to do anything. They cannot help you get out of something that they build you into. So I think it drastically affects negatively, but also positively. It helps a lot. I have a niece of mine. She's 6 years. She's called Maya. The child is very, 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 very bold because she's being raised. Most of the times we tell her, Maya, you're very beautiful, you're very intelligent. Of course, she's intelligent, but we keep reminding her. And one time I attended her swimming lesson. She was the only girl among us, the 8 boys, but she was outshining all the boys. She speaks up. They were having a debate. She spoke up. So I think even the small things, just telling a child that, okay, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're this, but it starts from you even, instilling it in the child. And I think one thing also that we should not neglect is how we treat other people, leave alone the parenting of your children. The other people at your home, it could be housemaids, house helps, even other relatives, because these children, you're parenting your children, but also you're co-parenting these people. And the children are going to look at how you treat the people, other people in your house, and how you treat. Most of them are either going to develop the same strategy you used to treat them. Probably they'll even start saying those things. Let me just say, for example, you mistreat a house help. Most times, even just some word that you use, a child is going to start using on those, because they don't know. So if the child starts using those things, it's going to develop some not good behaviors. Some of them might even a child can even go to school and says, my mom do this how my mom treats us at home, this that. A child is just a child. They don't understand.
Yeah, because they don't know any better. Yeah.
They don't know. Yeah. So when it comes to parenting children, it upscales to how you even make them interact with other people at home, but also your interaction with other people at home, how you treat others, because it's going to inflect how they see themselves as the main children of the house, but also how they see and treat other people in the household. I think that would even extend to their school life and also adulthood. So yeah, parenting styles influences a child's academics both positively and negatively. So it depends on the morals you instill in a child. I think so. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shan. You've said a lot. Thank you. Thank you. My own, when you have authoritarian parent, for me, I must not fail. So I don't have an excuse not to read and read and read. Your head will almost want to explode. In fact, I remembered one time, I think I've shared here before, I was the third, had or have an older brother, And then our first is a girl, our older sister. And then, oh my goodness, oh my God, we have suffered. I thought it was a joke. I remember that day we brought our report cards home, and was that when I was second position or something? And my older brother was, maybe out of 30, he was 20 something, and my older sister maybe in between somewhere. I did not believe I was the third child. And my father said, you people, you don't want to face your studies, da da da. And I think he just came back from UK at the time. So he had, back in the day of the British Caledonia, or whatever they call them then, he would get the pen, the souvenir pen. He would buy chocolate. I remembered eclairs. Oh my God. Back in the day, he would buy, what do you call, Smarties. Oh goodness. He brings them like in their dozens. He would just buy all of these things and he would package them. He packaged them. He said, I've got 3 gifts for, oh yeah, give me your report card. It started from me. He said, okay, you tried, but you could be first. Imagine, you could be first, and he gave me my own goodie bag or whatever. And then he went to my brother and said, you just want to disgrace me. Wait there. No gift, nothing, just wait there. And then my older sister as well, he checked the report card, like, you can do better. What is this? You want to, And then I thought that was the end, that he was going to scold them. And oh my goodness, do you know what they call koboko in Africa? To those, my African brother, sister, you know what they call koboko? This is what is our friend at home when you do wrong, or you're about to do wrong even. And then he brought the cane. Let me put it that way for those who don't understand what koboko means. It's a cane. It's in fact like a horse whip. You know that horse whip with 6 mouths, yeah? I'll never forget that number 6, And then he brought, and I thought normally he would flog them, say for resetting their brain. He would flog us normally, but this time around, he said, since you're the one that is brilliant of all 3, he gave it to me to start flogging my older siblings. I thought it was a joke. And he said, if you don't do, imagine the kind of parenting. My mom was nowhere there because everybody is the parents as far as I'm concerned. And then he gave it to me, and I was like, you to be facing your studies or whatever. I was doing my hand like this. He said, is that how to use it? I'm like, yeah, but I'm doing it. I was young. I can't remember what. I think I was in year 2 for those in UK. And then he took it, gave me the whipping of my life. That is how he wants me to do. In fact, it was the annoyance that I took the whip and I started whipping anyhow, like my body was paining. This thing wasn't funny. I was beating my older siblings. And in my mind, I knew that once daddy is gone, these 2, when they finish with me, I don't know who will rescue me. Maybe Jesus will have to come down, and to make it worse, what he packaged for them, their own goodie bag, he gave everything to me. So I had 3 goodie bags, and I went away. Hey, it was at night. Everybody had gone to their room to sleep. That was when these two showed that we all came out from the same womb. They beat the lights out of the day of me. In fact, they beat, and that was not all the stuff. All the goodie plus my own goodie and their own, they took everything. They say if I like, I should go and report. Who born me to go and report? Because the koboko, the horse whip will go on me myself. It was bad. That I could not get over the fact that I had to beat my older siblings, and that is a parenting style, Who does that? Who does that? But I'm like, imagine me now grow up and I want to do that to my children. How? Why? Why would I want to do that? Is that the best style I could bring when someone else or they're not up to standard or whatever it is? It was bad. I was always scared, always afraid to open my mouth, just like Christian. I can't talk because it's always like somebody standing on my back and will slap me from behind if I dare open my mouth. So it brought a lot of fear, anxiety, and all of these things. How I always passed, I don't even know. because, well, I think I know I don't want that cane on me. So if I have to reread and reread or whatever, I dare not fail. So it was in my mind, you dare not fail if you don't want to be beaten to, So how can I now bring that style, considering that decades have gone, life has changed, I've relocated and all of that. I'll now bring that same parenting style from my parent to say I want to raise my boys. And they are boys. I think that have bundled me since. So what are we saying? These things, it goes a long way. Sometimes you have to retrain yourself. Your background, it has nothing, in fact, nothing to write home about from it. You had better learn new ways, because soon you also want to go into a marriage. You want to become a parent. How are you going to parent those children? Certainly not the same way. Otherwise, there'll be chaos. I mean, even in this part of the world I live in, you dare try that and see what will happen to you and see what will happen to those children. But God will continue to help us. Susan, I'm so sorry to everyone still waiting in the box. Thank you so much for your patience. Susan, we're coming to you now. Please share your views about this parenting. Help us out, please.
Madam Shan has done a lot. She said a lot. Elder Leslie has he was the one that garnished the whole thing, and Shan came to like
In fact,
put the icing on the cake.
thank you, Leslie.
Right. What's the first question?
So the first question is, should one parent always take the lead in parenting decisions?
Well, in the dispensation we're living in, why should one parent want to take the lead? Why do you want to do that? Our parents did it. It did not. Did it work? It worked as at then, but the children of these days, it wouldn't work for them. So we need to understand the times that we're in. If we can switch our brain to the children of Naphtali, understanding the times, and then walk within the time that we're in. Because what people say, they're like, oh yeah, my parents did it, why won't I do it? Come on. It didn't, it worked, but it left emotional trauma on us. It's just that we don't say much, and probably we have too much shock absorber that we absorbed a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
If many of us will open our mouth and talk, most of us will be in a mental home, because they will say, who train you? Please bring that person. Most of our parents they'll be locked in, because to them they feel it's discipline, but most of them ended up like abuse. It's emotional abuse, mental torture, and all that. It should be both parties, and that's where communication comes into place. If you communicate, we are two different people from different background. The way I was brought up is not the way I want my children to be raised. No way. I only say the things I did not enjoy, I want my children to enjoy them, but not the things I suffered. Sometimes I tell my son, I'm like, if he was in Nigeria, he'd be like, Mom, I'm sorry, but that's your own time.
Yeah, that's in Africa.
Yeah.
No, this is not Africa.
Even while Shan was talking, he was here arguing. But Mom, that's you. Mom, I said, do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about parents? He's like, oh, not today, not today. So I remember the day you whipped me with a belt. I said, what did you do? You should start with what you did before you end up with what I did. I said, so. Yeah. So it should be both. I remember when his dad was around, if he does anything, the dad will not punish him. He will not wait for me. I'm like, why are you waiting for me? Also, that will be the bad person in his front. No, we should both be the disciplinarian. We should both be the loving ones. You don't wait for one person to make a decision before you will now say, oh, okay. Now you do the decisions together. Like I always tell people, my mom, she was a fantastic woman, because the way she will punish you, she will bring Bible. Oh yeah, Ephesians 5. You will read it. She will go to Proverb, train up a child in the way he should grow, then open the other one, spare the rod and spoil the child. So this thing that you did, does it warrant me to spare the rod? Now you go answer. Wait, no, Ngwa, go and bring the rod you want me to flog you with. If you bring slippers, she will use it to whip you and she'll be crying with you. So that's that's her own way of discipline. She will talk to you in a biblical way. You man, you will see reason that this thing that I did.
They should not spare that road.
Yeah, because you will bring your own rod to that they will use. So you will now want to avoid that rod by doing the right thing. So because she was the one that was there, dad was never there. So most times people see dad as the ATM man. When he comes, everybody is running. But my mom was the father and the mother. So we respected that position and made sure things were not difficult for her. But then we being raised by aunties, uncles, it was tough. Sometimes I used to ask my mom, are you sure na you born me? Because you not go allow me to suffer like this. Why?
Only you that asked that question.
Use koboko. My own, they will hang the koboko in the sitting room. Visitors will come and say, when I get pikin, he say, na Susie. So he even made me more stubborn. He did not correct anything.
Actually, you look like a stubborn girl, really.
No, it made me rebel. I was very defensive because then we didn't have the mouth to ask why. It's not now that you tell a child to jump, you ask you why. Who are you to ask why? They
Even
said,
that wife, you cannot explain you on your own.
no, then who are you? Now, I
Yeah.
remember when I finished secondary school, my friend gave me money. He gave me money to make my hair. I made my hair. It was looking so nice. And then my auntie came to my own mother's house and was like, who gave you money to do your hair? I was like, hey, voila. Is it my sister that gave you money to do? And then there was no phone. It was just landline. I said, thank God the landline is not working. So I was like, okay, is it my sister that gave you money to do the hair? I say, if my sister comes back and she's not the one that gave you money, I'm going to burn the hair on your hair. Whoa. When it was nearly time for my mom to come back from work, I went to stand by the gates so that I will tell her what is going on before they ask her. As soon as my mother just opened the gate, my auntie just came from the back. Wham! Hell, my stomach left me. See, are you the one that gave Susie the money to do her? I was blinking my eyes for my mom. My mommy was like, "Such a tie your eye."
Yay.
I was blinking my eyes. And then my mom just turned to her sister and said, the hair no fine for her face. The hair no fine. Is she not looking like a sweet 16? Hey, if you see as my mind came down when we enter my mom's room, my mom said, what happened? I explained. He said, you lucky. So now that eye when you dey blink, right? They used to talk to me. What if they for burn this hair for your head today?
Wow.
So that's the kind of mother she was, always protecting us, from the public. But inside the house, she will correct you.
Yeah.
Yes. So to me, I felt that it's a kind of discipline that you can manage. Not saying, oh, it's one person, your yay is yay, your nay is nay. We need to be, flexible. The children we are raising these days are different from our kind of. They might not even have the shock absorbers that we had. And that is why you see most of them in the mental home, because every little thing can trigger them. They can sit down and think of things that are not even existing because of the way they are being spoken to, because of the words that you've been, the things you feed them with they can be triggered with it. We, even the weather is enough to trigger us, but we still stood. So I think parenting should be from both sides, even though we know we're from different background, different upbringing.
Different era, sir.
Yes. So we should come to a truce and see what works for them. Because what worked for us then might not, will not work for them. Because if you say you want to use the cane and be flogging them, you will end up in the prison because they will definitely go to school and talk. So the thing is, we just need to balance, parenting. And what's the second one?
So the second one is how do parental skills influence a child's academic confidence? Because all of this upbringing we're talking about, does it affect a child's academic confidence?
Of course it does, because the way we were brought up with fear. Fear. We were not brought up in love, especially for those that grew up with aunties and uncles.
Right.
We were not brought up in love. And so anything you're doing, you're just doing to please them. You're not doing it for yourself. I remember Bakassi then, he was like, his dad wanted him to do engineering and he wanted to do theater arts. The dad said, you must do it. He said, okay, no problem. He went to Uniport, he did engineering. When he finished, he gave the dad the certificate. He said, well, this is what you want me to do, Abi. Take, I don't do and finish. Now I want to go and do what I want to do. And that's how he went to do theater arts in Uniport as well. So most of the things we studied, it's not what we want to do. We were forced to do it. Because then our parents wanted accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, a
Me, I was given the option of either medicine or accountancy, or I forget it.
Nobody wanted to be a nurse. Nobody wanted to be a footballer. But now all parents want their son to be a footballer. Every child wants to be a nurse. Everybody, that's to show you how things have changed. And because things have changed, we should also change our mindset. All this bing training, they work. Especially with these children, it will not work. I know one that is always abusing the child. Thunder go fire you, let Ogun hit you, let this one do. That's all this heavy word for just your one pikin. What if motor hit am now? What you go talk? You just render negative words to them. You don't know, it affects them. They sit down, they ponder about it. They start imagining things. It really affects even their performance in school, their confidence. It kills their morale. That self-esteem is not there. Like you said, you will not even hear my voice in the class. Even if you ask me, I will be looking at you. I will not want to talk. It's not as if I don't know it, but that fear that we grew up in. You don't just want to. I don't just leave me the way I am. When it's exam time, let me just write and get out. There was one time my auntie wanted me to go to a school that her friends' children were going to. Me, I wanted to finish in Bethel Baptist High School in Kaduna. She said, no, you need to go to First Baptist. I must write the exam. I said, okay. I told you what I want to do. He said, no. I went to the exam. I did not write one thing. I did not even put full stop. I only wrote my name. When the result came out, 0%, 0%. She said, no, this is not my result. I said, but teacher, I told you that I did. You would have told. I said, but I told you. That was how I finished school in Bethel. Because I had to do something other, and this action I did cost me beating. And she does not beat you when everybody is there. It's when you are sleeping. This cocoa will just on your body. You cannot run out because the doors, they are being locked with iron both up and down with gate. Each time you want to open gates where you want to run.
You will turn to Spider-Man. You will crawl on the wall to climb out.
If I talk of my own upbringing, well, there was a day I washed her clothes because normally Saturdays we tend to She on Saturdays we tend to cook, wash all the pots, whether they are black or not, you must wash it. She must see you using iron sponge to wash it. Then her clothes will full the sink, the bath. You will wash it. Sunday you will iron. So this was it Thursday or Friday. I said, okay, let me wash some of the clothes so that weekend I will have less to do. I washed it in the evening. She came back from work. Her clothes were outside. Who get those things way outside? I said, I just wash am so that you remember Joshua. He made the sun to stand still. You must call sun to dry. 1 a.m. I was outside calling sun. My dear, it's not funny.
Oh my God!
Was
Who raised those people?
and
Seriously.
my grandfather raised them in love, because my grandfather, I grew up with my grandfather before he passed. So I 1 a.m. I was
Listen, don't say that. Your grandfather could have raised them without love, but they grew up. Even your grandfather grew up to find out that love is the way, and now you, as a grandchild, they're not showing you that love, but they've shown the other side to them.
no, he didn't. My grandfather was a reverend. He was a reverend. So I was 2 years. My elder sister was 3 when we started living with our grandfather. So till he passed, we know them back and front. When soldier they go another camp, that's how we're following our grandfather from one city to the other, doing missionary work. And that's how all of them were going. So there are things that you just look at. You're like, why all this? That day, 1 a.m., I was praying for sun to come. I was crying, sitting down outside. And then one of my neighbors just came. Susie, what you do outside? I had to explain. He now went and knocked on the door and called her. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to this girl? Talk. She said, okay, make her enter. I enter, lock door.
Hey,
I had that night.
Wallahi.
I would have preferred sleeping outside than the beating I had that night. And I told myself, I said, if this woman born, the way I go wicked the children, I go make sure say I do. But you know what? He doesn't have any children. So I just look at it and I said, there are some things you do. Like Shan was saying, even the way you treat house help, it goes a long way. Sometimes you think you're punishing that house help. Go and cook this, go and do this. That house help turns out to be a good wife. And your own child that you are not sending message turn to be a nuisance in her husband's house. So the thing is, it really affects our academic, whether you like it or not. The way you speak to them, the way you treat them, it will their confidence, because sometimes you talk to them, you pull down their self-esteem, they cannot even express themselves even in school. If anybody talk to them, they feel withdrawn, like snail. They just go into their shell, which is very, very bad. So our parenting style should be godly. Anything you're doing to somebody, if they do it to you or your child, how will you feel? If you cannot answer that question when treating or mistreating another person's child, then don't do it. They say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes one woman to give birth, but a village. But you that you are one of the villagers, when you are treating other people's children, if they treat your own like that, how would you feel? So we don't even think of all this repercussion, because tomorrow these children are the ones that will be with you. They will be the one that will help you and all that. There was a time I was telling my auntie, I said, if I count all the things that you've done for me, I will not even look at you and send money to you or take care of you. I said, but you know what, to your dying bed, I'll still remind you. I remember one time I wrote a letter to my mom. I wanted her to come and pick me back from Kaduna because I got tired. How can I be? I said, is this your sister or somebody else? Do you know that letter did not reach my mother?
Wow.
She did not, because she read it, and then my mom did not get it. So we went for Christmas holiday. I was looking at my mom that, okay, I'm not going back. And after Christmas, oh yeah, bye-bye. I said, Mom, you not see my letter? He said, which letter? I had to explain and explain. He said, no worry, you go so finish secondary school. When you finish, all those things. And then you finish, you came here, the same ill treatment. You cannot even say Jack. I remember when I came here, able to fry plantain for my cousin. You dare not eat it. She was waiting. How much be plantain? All those attitudes, as if the world is your oyster. Come on, we're forgetting that these children will grow one day, and the table is turning.
Hey.
I told my uncle, I said, see as table don't turn. Now you they call me for help. Remember those days? Even coming to this country, they beg you for money. You say, "Ma, go do wetin other girls they do to get money." You get girls, so you get girls. So sometimes it's painful the way we grew up. It's very emotional. It's very traumatizing. But you know what? Nah, you don't talk and finish. Now the young has grown.
Yeah, Papa
The
grown.
young has grown.
No, the old gone. Nearly.
That,
Let me not say what I want to
that
say.
is it. So it's parenting style should be godly, should be communicated, you should work together as a team. Don't take the way you were trained to train others. It's not my sister's husband say, nobody help me, so I not go help anybody. Really? Come on, even if they don't help you, at least be a blessing to people. You are not blessed until you are a blessing to somebody. Ijo, make we live, and parenting is good if we do it the right way.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you for your submission. Well, dear, at this point in time, I say if this topic is triggering for you certain feelings, emotions, and you need to talk about it, please do reach out, because I do understand. Some people feel or felt they've dealt with certain things, but you find out that situation would arise that will trigger certain things for you and takes you back to that dark place you really do not want to be. So please reach out. Let's find space to talk about it and free us from whatever trauma we're still hiding, somewhere deep down within us. So we were forced to be resilient. Honestly, it was done forcefully, and the resilience did not come as that. It came with fear, it came with trauma, it came with a lot of emotional damage, baggage, and all of that. Fine, we got the resilient, but all of the others is almost what's the word now, stifling out the resilient we've built. But thank God we're here today. We know better. We know we can never raise our children the way we were raised, and if not, I don't think those children will want to even bear your name, let alone live in the same household with you. Sean, you want to say something? Otherwise, I'm coming to Elder Kenneth. Okay, thank you. Elder Kenneth, good evening to you. Happy Thursday. Ijoma, I'm going to come to you. It's just because the box was skipped. Elder, good evening, sir.
Good evening, also, and good evening, everybody.
Well done, sir.
Why do you people bring me to 1980?
It is well.
Why do you bring us to the past? Remember those days
We
when
have
we
to go to the past so that we can visit the present to
oh
make
my
the future
God.
better.
I'm just picturing those days where we used to do PP and face the war.
stood down. What do they call that? Stood down like that. Hey, your notes. Hey.
There is one you will sit like you are driving a car.
And put your hand and your leg up. If it dare not go down, the one that you put this one
God.
finger on the floor and raise the leg at the, oh my goodness.
That is PP.
Mm.
Well, we thank God for life, and thank you all for your well contributed words and the words of encouragement, the words of advice as well. God of mercy. Where do I come to?
Oh.
Well, for me, I would say parenting style is different. And where when we were growing up, it's like almost all family that time they are doing one the same way. I call it one the same way, which I don't know if it was the method of then that those years. I don't know, because that's what I'm still trying to picture, because the same thing that is going on in our own is the same thing my friends as well were still going through. So I don't know how to say if it's the method of those years, or the way they
I
do.
should think so. I think it's the way they were also brought up.
Yeah, because we passed through, but we thank God for where we are today. And one of the things I would say that it's not bad, but the way they were doing it that, and now that I'm grown and that now that I'm dad, I find out that is not the best way to maybe to train up a child. That is not the best way, because not by beating, not by flogging, that make you worsen the situation. From my own perspective, you worsen it, because I come to understand that sitting the child down, talking to them, encouraging them, can make them do the right thing, because those words will be touching them. But for our time, we didn't see things like that. The moment you do anything wrong, it's either a slap,
A knock,
a punishment,
a pinch, even.
or
Oh, God.
you're gonna skip one meal, or you're gonna be the one to fetch one. So many things you were just coming, as everybody were just saying things. So many things were just coming through my mind those years, and then I begin to picture so many things. You know, it's so painful that a child that you give birth to for good 9 months,
Carry.
you
Hey,
know,
hey.
at the end of the day, the woman give birth.
Good evening.
This child now start growing. You start nurturing the child. At the end of the day, because of a little wrong or a mistake, you start flogging them, giving them all sorts of punishment.
Ah,
You see,
mercy.
you see, the problem that we have in our growing up. When I tell my children that you people are lucky every day, every
Oh,
day, I'm telling my son, I say, this is that you are doing. You know what? You can't dare it.
they're not born you well.
Even my daughter, I say you can't dare it. I'm talking, you are talking. You cannot, because I remember those days. If my mother or my father say we put our head down
Your
and
hands
maybe,
on your back, like
yeah.
that.
But
Hey.
these days they will comfort you because the era has passed. So parenting style to me is different. But we thank God for the generation that we are in now, because this generation are different. These are the things you cannot try in those days. Now they can talk to you. That is not the way. This is not the way. But our time, we cannot speak to our father. We cannot speak to our mother,
We
because we'll
learn
be a
from our
different.
children these days, but back then,
Exactly.
you don't know nothing. No,
You
you're
can
not.
you
You're even
cannot.
a
They are,
nobody.
they are the one that have the final say. You don't have
Eh,
any. You don't have to say anything.
how dare you? Who?
So
How?
I'm trying to pick up something. There was no true conversation within most time with our parents, because we are scared. Even when things happen, when things is not going right, we are scared to talk to them.
Adebuki, I see you.
But today, our children are not scared. They are not scared of us. Why? Because of the way we nurture them, because of the way we bring them up. But I'm still trying to picture in something. The Bible was there that time.
Their
Bible
own
said,
interpretation was
yeah,
different.
yeah, it said, train up a child, Proverbs 22:6, in the way it should go. And when it's old, it will not depart from it. But are they not saying it that, because you people are just saying, I'm just trying to.
Elder Kenneth, the one they were using then is spare the rod and spoil a child. So that rod must be on you. So I
Okay.
think they latched on more to that in their own interpretation.
Because These days, everything has changed. Which to me,
I see you.
me, I prepare. I want to say, I like the way this generation, the way they are coming up, because we were too scared of so many things. They make us to be timid. Though they make us not. We cannot speak. The moment we hear the sound of the car, everybody position yourself. Are you hiding under using the cloth or the blanket to cover yourself? Are you pretending that you are sleeping? You know. So that is the different. That is the different way of raising
Military life,
children. Yeah, than now. Now the world has exposed. The children they can do whatever they want to do. And you remember our time there was nothing like this. There was nothing like cell phone. I think the only thing that was existing that time is this a typewriter that they used to. Yes, those are the things that were.
He even had the telephone. You know those one kata 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 kata.
Yeah, those are the
Kata 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 kata. You wait, kata kata kata.
and you remember in our time we used to have this telly that they lock.
Yeah, with padlock, they will lock it.
They
It's
will
only
lock it
on
not
Sunday
to your dad.
afternoon
Exactly.
after church. Oh my
So
God.
there's so many different things that we went through, but there's it for me, I will say I like the way of this generation, and I want to say the different way and the different style of parenting now. Don't use what is going on in another home to raise up your children, and don't feel that other children are better than yours. That is for me. That is what I would say. Don't think because you see them, don't think that they're better than yours. It's depend on the way you have a relationship with your children. When they are doing wrong, correct them with love. A Rome is not built by a day.
Always with love, yeah.
So you advise them, encourage them as well. But in our time, there was nothing like encouragement. Look at you. Is it not your mate that is carrying face? Is it not your mate? You know, so that in many ways in the world, in everything, they discourage us. They discourage us. That's why at times I say to my mother, I say, I'm just sending you money because of the love and because you are my mother. Because if I remember those things, those words that you used to say, those things that you used to do, you know, well, we thank God. We thank God for life. We thank God for life. We thank God for life. But I will say, let God continue to help us so that we raise up this generation and we raise them as well to fear the Lord and to train them, to nurture them in the love of the Lord and the ways of the Lord, to do the right thing. Because they never taught us how to do the right thing. And that is what I would say that is affecting most men today. Most men today, that is what is affecting them, because there was no communication with their dad, and most men are still trying to imitate the ways of their father. No. Our fathers, our mothers, they fail in many ways. If you want to look into this, you want to go into, they fail in many ways by raising us up. Because we saw it that the love was not there, even to our mothers. They know that they are just in that home, but the love was not there. And talk about it where there is Terry wife. This one want to make sure his home is the best. This one they want to make sure his own is the so a lot of things went wrong in our time.
Oh, it did.
A lot of things went wrong in our time that we don't want to make that mistake. We don't want to go back to the past. We don't want to make that mistake by bringing people. I don't know how to say it. First wife, second wife. At the end, you begin to cash which. This one we say you are the one that is holding my son. This one you say you are taking my son to this place. A lot of things went wrong in our time. So that is why we are trying to correct those things so that it don't happen. What are you marrying for, three wife? What are you marrying for, wife? What do you want to do with them? What do you want to do with them? You want to have empire or what? Huh?
A village.
causing confusion, make everybody to hate each other. If I tell you that thing today, that there's my step brother, my step sister, the moment you call them, you want to check on them, it's like you want to know what they are doing. They are thinking you have come again. You know those things that at times I've been wondering. But for me, it's a genuine love because I didn't hear for you and I want to check on you. You be calling them, they won't pick because that hatred, those things that the mother, or the father, they sold into the heart is still there, disturbing them. They haven't set themselves free. So parenting style is different, and the mother and our father, they cause a lot of damage that is still affecting a lot of us. Not until we deliver ourselves, not until we set ourselves free, before we know that your brother or your step is not your problem. A lot went wrong. So we don't pretend. We know where we are coming from. We know where we are coming from. Unless most of these people that don't know, but we in the 80s, the early 80s, the early 90s, we know where we're coming. There is no home that have peace. There is no home, but we're all pretending. We're all pretending because there is nowhere to go and there is nothing to do. So that is why when you see that we got opportunity to live, oh God, of our freedom, then we begin to see the different ways of parenting. When we get to the Western world, we begin to see that it was not so. The way the Bible says that in the beginning, it was not so. It was not so. Raising up a child thinking it's only beating that you used to correct him. It was not so. Talk to them, please, advise them, encourage them. There was no time. There was no time I do something wrong that I did not get punishment. There was no time. There was no time when I was growing up. So the moment I saw this topic, I just laughed. I said, God, it's like, you know what we went through when we were growing up. That is why you're telling us.
Even me, God, I went through my own, sir.
Every one of us. So let us don't pretend. Let us not pretend. Me, I don't have a lot to say, but I thank Leslie and I thank Sean and I thank Sister Susan as well for all the submission. May the Almighty God bless you all.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus. Bye.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Now you can feel Elder Kenneth. It was raw, the pain. In fact, when you remember, thank God for deliverance for some of us. Hey, the pain. Even it is well. It's like they don't know any better. I remembered, who did I even ask that was telling me story? But that was my aunt or somebody. And I'm thinking, I was asking, of course I'd grown then. I'm like, why was it like this? Because I remember one time it was okay. And this second wife, third wife issue came, life just scattered and, it was like somebody replaced him. He was just cruel, harsh and all of that. And then, you find out that some things, sometimes they try to get over it, but it's just what they know. And they can't, all of their mates grew up in that as well. So who is going to influence who out of what? So when they look to the neighbor's house, that one too is beating the child. So who are they not to beat their own, so to say? But I mean, it's probably what they know. I'm not making excuses because I've thought about it so many times to justify it so that I don't keep carrying bitterness. Wallahi, I'm like the first 19 years of my life. Hey, it's just that we can't choose our parents, And then I heard stories that, even him whilst growing up, the father was always going to war, singing and what, because he was a musician. He would go with men to war. He was not always there as such. It was Mama, we call my grandma, Mama, was there because she had a restaurant. And my dad, when he comes back from school, he'll say, if you don't go and hawk the food to bring money, I will not do this, I will not do that. And then there was a time, I don't know whether it was even him telling me or somebody was telling me that there was a time maybe he wanted to do an exam and he went to Mama to ask for money for exam. Mama said, no, look at your mates, what are they doing? As a young man himself, a teenager, he said they will go into the forest and cut branches of trees and, gather sticks and go and sell. Whatever they earn there is their own money. And that what he did that, and of course with time he grew up. God blessed him, started traveling abroad, doing business. He was okay, became okay. But that attitude or what he experienced was still there. It was only a matter of him having children, and then you see that side come out. So it's like, do they know any better? Because all of that generation, more or less, they were brought up the same way, and they too did the same thing. But for whatever what is advancement that has happened in centuries in between there, or decades in between there, at least we grew up in that, and you and I have decided not to raise our own children that way. So I believe strongly, as an adult, we have the capability of unlearning and relearning from negative to positive. But are we ready to put in the work? Because it's like, if you know a particular way, that's what you do. To change is hard. However, change is inevitable. But let me leave it there. I'll come to you, my dear IJKLM. Let me come to IJK, our alphabet person today. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your
That's all right.
patience.
That's
Finally,
all right.
finally, we're on you now.
Yes.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. Fantastic
I see
submission.
you've been laughing, you've been reflecting, you've been doing all sorts there.
Indeed, indeed.
Good evening and
Um,
welcome.
Thank you. I think
Hmm.
the crucial thing is to, first of all, like before you even have kids, you kind of have a vision, like
Yeah.
what kind of kids do you even want to raise, and how do you want to raise it? It's just like saying, oh, I want to be a lawyer. Okay, then you go to law school, you do the uni, then you go to law school, you plan towards it. It's the same thing with kids. If you know how you turned out, and you know what worked well and what didn't, then it will help you create that vision for your own, when you have, him or her or them, and
Very
I
true.
think that is pretty much my position, because my dad was a single dad. My mom died, he didn't remarry. So
I'm sorry to hear
it was
that.
just him and the kids. And I feel like he felt the need to really be strict, just so that we don't spoil, so that people won't say, oh, it's because, oh, the mom is not there, that's why they're not disciplined or whatever. So he was pretty much an authoritarian dad, the kind that has high discipline, rules, routine, high expectations, less open discussions, no discussion, those sorts of
Very strict
very
discipline.
strict upbringing. While, to be honest, all that did was create an obedient child out of me because of fear. I did very well, academically, and that's the truth. Also, because my dad didn't tolerate failure, it also created an anxious child in me. I hated school, but I did very well, and I'm still doing very well because I hate failure. So on the positive side, I do hate failure, so I do my very best. I put in almost extra effort to, you know, kind of not fail, and that's just conditioning from upbringing, and I wouldn't say that it has not worked for me. And in as much as, I mean, there are alternative ways of really doing these things, and I don't think that our parents knew of the alternative ways. They just knew the one way. Okay, the strict discipline, beating, hard punishment, no tolerance for mistakes or
No
errors or
nonsense.
anything like
No
that. They
nonsense.
did not know any different. And that's probably how they were raised as well. And I think my dad's authoritarian parenting style was also motivated by the fact that he had a very poor background, upbringing as well. So he knew that he had to be disciplined to get. He was quite successful, but so I think that also motivated him to almost think that that's how he should also raise us, so that we are also successful. And again, it's a generational thing, like they didn't really know the alternative way. And I think because he was also under the pressure of, because it was just him.
Yeah.
So there was no, there was no mom to take the pressure off, sort of thing. So it was just him, really. And for me, with how I turned out, when I reflect, and I knew that I've got 2 kids now, I'm abroad, I had a vision of how I wanted them to, or how I wanted to parent them. I mean, there was a time my son told me, "Oh, you're just a typical African parent." Wow, I was silent for
Oh my goodness, I would
it.
eat something there.
It made me sit down. I tell you that, because I'm like, oh, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But why is he saying that? Yeah, I'm African by descent, African descent. But what does that really mean? And I did ask, you say, oh, you're not even listening. I'm like, oh, okay. Feedback for me. I have to
Wow.
kind of adjust my, because it's all conditioning. How you were raised will still try to creep into how you're also parent, so if you're not, you have to be really intentional
Yes,
about
be conscious.
trying
Yeah.
to shift away. I'm not saying that how we were, it's 100% wrong, but there are better ways. Do you understand what I mean? There are better ways that yields better results. I think the word is healthier results. Healthier results. And for me, I'm adapting an authoritative stroke permissive parenting style. So authoritative here. So it's a one that there is discipline, because you have to be. I'm not raising a child who doesn't understand authority, or doesn't have a process for doing things, or is not organized and things like that. We do have rules. I do place a very high emphasis on education. Because I mean, we all belong in a society whereby it's almost like there's no room for mediocre at the moment. You just have to be really good, or good to a certain degree, whereby you at least you're progressing. But my home is also warm and supportive, because I do want them to be able to speak to me, which I wasn't able to do with my dad. And I don't want them to be anxious. You see, that anxiety, it is literally almost like a cancer for children, because it means that it kills their creativity. It kills their ability to speak. It creates timidity. A lot of people are timid. They have so much in their head, they just cannot express themselves. Even in their marriages, they're afraid to say what they want and what they don't want. It's almost like they're afraid to live for fear of what other people will say. And that's what that authoritarian parenting style has created. It's created a generation of timid people. It's created a generation of people who are afraid to fail. But if you don't, you have to fail. You have to.
You can grow, yeah.
Because that's where how you can grow and learn. Creating people who are so uncomfortable speaking. You can't speak in a crowd. You can't communicate in a gathering. So your true self, your true ability is hidden forever if you're not careful. Do you know how many people want to do TikTok lives? Do you know how many people who they've got so much in their head content wise, they just cannot face. They don't have the confidence. Because their upbringing did not just encourage any of those sort of things. There's some children who are academically bright, but that's all they are. You can't hold them in a conversation. Social skills, zero. So you don't have a wholesome child. All you have is a child that knows book. And he's going to suffer, or she's going to suffer later on, because we've seen it now that in this environment, you have to be more than that. You have to be smarter. You have to be wholesome. You have to be able to, interact with society. You have
A
to be able
lot
to
of
be
things is
smart.
based on networking these days.
Exactly. You're not an
Come on.
island. You have to network. You have to mix with people. You have to communicate. So I think that a parenting style really matters, because these children, is all conditioning. If you encourage your child to be open to you, then they will tell you when there's a problem. It's easier for them to discuss with you. It's easier for them to respect you. It's easier for them to respect you healthily, not out of fear. Fear is another one again. Like, you see kids that would how do you when they will just when they just see their parents, it's almost like they catch themselves in their own home. And your home is supposed to be a place that heals. Your home is supposed to be a place that heals you from whatever the outside.
IJK, I'm so sorry to cut you. As you're talking, just a lot flashing through my own mind. Arunef is our last born. She was born here in UK, but she was brought back to Nigeria. Anytime we call her, yeah, Mary, come. Go and tell daddy you want this thing. Because he never
Yes.
refuses her. Because her generation to mine, I mean, there's almost a decade, go and tell daddy you want. And immediately, without a blink, she gets it and she'll bring it to us. Everybody will rush her. And then she will cry. She will cry. Say, go and say you want more. Hey, just because they know born you well.
Yes. 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 I know that. So again, I think at this point, I would just want to add that it's really important for both parents to really be on board, to share this vision. Do you understand what I mean? So it's not just one person, because children will benefit from both parents, actively participating in parenting. Because if you leave it for one person, that person is going to be overwhelmed. Children will take over your life. Children will take over your life, and you will start parenting, under duress. That is another one, because now you'll just be shouting because you've lost the patience. You don't have the patience or tolerance or anything like that. You're just gonna be screaming, and before you know it, rage enters the building. You will now be physically assaulting them because you yourself, you're exhausted. So it's important for both parents to really share, so that when one person is overwhelmed, the other person can step in. And that sort of stability benefits children. And it also shows those children that they've got multiple people they can rely on.
Did you hear? Have you been hearing? It's my first son here. When I say something, they say that's in Africa. You dare not. Anyway, go. Don't know. Is that in Africa?
It also shows those children that they have multiple people they can rely on. And it's at this point that I feel a sense of almost admiration for single parents, because how are they doing it?
It's not
Who
easy.
do they pass on to? Like, who do they, when they're
when they're weak?
Yes. Who do they pass on to?
Yeah.
Who did you, like, even for the children as well, because they've only got the one parent, so they're at a loss. But at this point, I think it's better to also, instead of two toxic parents, I really rather one peaceful one. Because
honestly, you cannot finish your parents. I mean, you can't end them.
There's always a caveat, isn't there? There's always a caveat, So instead of two people boxing each other, please let one person go and let's just follow the peaceful one. Because
they'll come and say, which child has separated their parents?
So
goodness.
It's really important. So for your second,
question,
yes,
how do parental skill influence a child's academic confidence?
Well, kids will do best, when both parents, care about their education, are involved, because it shows that it just shows that they are genuinely interested in them doing well in a healthy way, you know. My daddy's parenting style, the authoritarian one, was, as I said, he ruled by with fear. I remember one very quickly. Long division. So there was one day at school. I didn't understand this topic, yeah, and it was like a test. So unfortunately for me, I copied the answer, but my working was wrong. I got home, and that was the very day my daddy decided that he was going to check, my schoolwork. He saw it. He saw the answer was wrong. But why did the teacher marked it wrong, by the way? And he said, why did the teacher mark it wrong when you got the answer? And then he looked at the working and it was wrong. How did you get the answer? He asked me this question. And when my daddy does this thing whereby he's coming closer to you and coming closer to you, just know that something is about to
land.
And it's not usually a good thing. Before I knew it, I was on the floor. It was a flash. It was a flash.
I see you. Don't lie.
It was a flash, and that was how.
Wait. Was it your whole life that flashed through?
My entire existence. Because of this long division, my grandmom.
Oh, bless you.
So my mom, my late mom, her mom used to live with us, so she was begging for my life. She was begging for my life, So when the beating finally ended, do you know what my dad did? My dad sent me that time. I don't know if you grew up in Nigeria, but there was a time when we had quite a lot of Ghanaians, teachers there. So we had, so we had like thank you. So we had, my class teacher actually lived in our boys' quarters.
Oh.
Do you know my daddy sent me downstairs with a notebook and a pen to go and knock in Mr. Deha's house to teach me long division that night.
Wow.
And then I was there under this, like how you have outside lights. We're there and underneath that lamp bulb, learning long. I swear it must have been around maybe 9 in the evening. So I was there learning long division.
You probably should have been sleeping.
Yes, learning long division. And then my dad, in a very sadistic way, he was upstairs on the balcony staring at us. He stood there. And that was the first and last time he beat me. But I would never do that to my child. I would never, But the good thing is, I learned long division and I've never forgotten that method.
You'll come and teach us next week.
Because that sort of beating was, it was unforgettable. But it was also traumatic. And there was no need for it, to be fair. In as much as, yes, cheating, I agree, is wrong, but there were other ways maybe to tell me. I mean, long division, maybe I was in primary 3, I think that was a bit excessive, so, but then in terms of academic, pursuits for kids and parenting styles, I think that, yes, this is, if there's any time that it's important for both parents to be on board, because things like choice of school, so choice of school, what kind of extracurricular activities and things like that, those are things that perhaps the child will benefit if both parents are on board. Who's checking homework? I mean, again, the vision. I want to have a smart child. Is it for mouth? No, because there's homework, there's learning log, there are projects. Who's going to take care of that? Who's doing all that? And who's attending PTAs? Who's doing all who's speaking to the teacher? Who do they call if there's a problem? Who's involved? Who's the default? So in terms of, parenting styles, I think, yeah, both parents should be on board. Your parenting style, if you've got like the authoritative one, it means that, okay, yes, you are able to show your child that, well, while education means a lot to you, you value education, you know, and you have clear expectations, you're able to monitor school stuff, you know, but you're also giving them room to, you know that, yeah, if they don't get 10 out of 10, it's still okay, you know, and, you know, you're not going to, you know, flog them till they're on the floor and then someone has to beg for them just because they've missed out. You know, they got 8 out of 10 in spelling, you know, and things like that. Failure is real. There are other ways to teach a child about failure. Put them in sports. You know, put them in sports. They will learn how to lose healthily and recover from losing healthily. You know, if you rule with fear, then you're just going to get a pretend, you know, child, almost a child that is playing a role. They will never be themselves. And that's what we're seeing now. You know, people who are not really themselves, they're not, and their true self will just be hidden for a very long time if they don't unlearn that. You know, you can also unlearn, because I could have gone on to
the same
raise
way.
my, you know, continue as my dad, but then I'll be in prison. As somebody said, I think I'll be in prison
You gotta
because
learn the hard way. Oh
and
my
a lot of
goodness.
people unfortunately have ended up in prison here. They've had their kids taken from them,
Taken away, yeah.
you know, because they've not been able to, that their upbringing from back home, they've not been able to unlearn it, you know, and they've unfortunately forgotten where they currently are. That there's zero tolerance for such here. You know, your men, even when we were signing up for school, we had to sign a form that said, if you do it, you agree that we will call the social services, blah, 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 before my kid was admitted into that. I'm like, wow, they're not playing here. You know, kids they start the day with smiley face and frowny face. You know, oh, how do you feel today? Frowny face. Story has started. Why frowning? My mommy or my daddy beats me. Just know that when you're coming to do pickup, you and social services people,
you'll be having words with very important people.
You know, there are consequences. Back home, there were no consequences. There were not, you know, you just beat your child. Mark you. How do you beat your child till you mark them? You put marks. Some people have no amount of
kryptonite to African
cream,
fire.
no amount of cream can remove these marks. Some have everlasting marks on their bodies from beatings. No, if you like, use all the whole pigment. It is not going anywhere. It's a constant reminder of the day you were flogged like a dog. You know, so it's really crucial, you know, that we kind of find a balance, you know, and we really do bless God that, you know, this modern day parenting is helping us shed some of those parenting styles that were just so destructive and traumatic to kids, to us, really, because we are just the victims, and we are the remain, we are the, is really left to us to remove, completely eradicate that, you know, style of parenting that has just been really destructive, and we're all still suffering from it. I don't know whether we're going to heal completely from it, but I guess it's important for us to also remember them, because it means that we are intentional about how we're parenting our own kids at the moment, you know, and how we want them to also parent their own kids. You know, that you don't have to physically assault your child just because you're trying to pass a message. You know, you don't have to call them names that is going to kill their self-confidence. You don't have to, you know, curse them out just because you're trying to make a point. There are other ways. There are really other ways. Yeah, I think that's my submission. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Heidi, I've laughed, I've cried with you. My goodness, see how everybody's just triggering for something for everyone, especially all of us on this platform tonight. But I'm grateful because we come across that old and the new, And we are trying, I can sense we're trying to balance things such that will bring the good from the past and, you know, the good from the future, to have that balanced parenting style for our children. I know some of my people, my age mates or whatever, some are struggling. Some, they got grown-up children who can't even stand them as well. And then it's like, how did we get here? I'm like, you brought that thing, all of it. This is the result. So we really have to be mindful. Children these days, they're very sensitive. They ask questions. You dare not shut them down. Some will run away from home. They do all sorts. So if you want peace of mind, learn to rule with peace at home, such that they don't bring too much, you know, the ones that you can't even handle. As IJ was speaking, I just remembered that was years back when my youngest, I think, he was still in primary school then, and this, you know, other children, I don't even know what happened over the weekend. This one happened over the weekend. One of the three children, the older boy, and then twins, a boy and a girl. My goodness, I don't know what happened at the weekend. They went to a party. This was the story we heard. And obviously there's DV at home, which this boy have been experiencing, what they do to the mom or what. And at the party, they went to a party, maybe it was a birthday party or something, and this boy was behaving unruly. For whatever reason, I think the mom raised hand to, you know, raise her hand. Anyways, you guys should understand. Let's not spill everything here. And the boy, for whatever reason, maybe felt we're outside. He wants to show. How old is he? Was in primary, is it 4 or 5 even at the time? And the fact that the mom raised a hand, the dad was there, the other siblings were there, this boy decided to raise hand back and hit the mom. And the father right there and then, you know, dealt with him, even got home and still dealt with him some more, only for this child to come to school Monday. And he was frowning, and this teacher who knew this child to be, you know, up and going, decided to call, what's the matter? Are you okay? Did you have breakfast? And all of that. And they both started crying and told the whole story of even the previous DVs from parents, all of that. Hey, trust me. By the time school bells were ringing to go home, none of them was going home. So this thing became a huge thing. These children, all 3 of them were taken from this peer couple. This thing I'm talking about lasted for over 3 years. We just found out that every time I go to pick my boys, I see that it's different person picking them every single day. And the twins, the girl, I don't have a daughter. I so much love her hair. You know, the mom would do the hair beads and all. This girl, like 2 months, is like, you know, the hair she's had since they took the child from the mom, because the parents now, they can't come to visit. I don't know where the children were sleeping, maybe in a foster home or something, but different people every day. Her hair that was so luscious, beautiful, started falling out. It's like she had that hair for so long. You could see oh my God, I'm like, look at what this child have become. They were looking fresh before. All of a sudden, they were looking so tattered. After a while, they had to cut her hair like low cut. You almost think she's a boy. She now resembled the twin brother so much. Tears would drop sometimes. And the parents, I never saw them for those 3 years. My children were attending. These children were still there. Different people every time. And I'm like, goodness, I can't even begin to imagine what those 3 years, all 3 children gone, you know. And it was early years of secondary school. I walked in the store and then I saw this woman. Imagine somebody who is like twice my size. By the time I saw her, she was skinnier than me. You can imagine the pain, the trauma, the agony, going today, coming to, I don't even know. It was 3 years, you know, a thing. And then after we noticed, oh, she started coming to pick, you know, the children. I said, thank God. But you can imagine what could have happened in those 3 years. They lost it, whether they did not even allow any kind of visit or whatsoever. Who knows? And the children, in fact, what will be going on for them as well? Even the boy that talked in a lot. So parents, if you're living on this side of the world, we're in UK, I'm in UK, you really have to be careful. You cannot bring that attitude from Nigeria, especially because that's where I grew up as well. I know you can't bring that here. It won't work. To those who are just jackpying, as I say, jackpying, you better jackpot some behaviors. Otherwise, you come here and put yourself in trouble. And some people don't even get these children back. They don't. So we need to be mindful. Our parenting styles, if it's different from your spouse, you better sit down and iron it out. Bring a long ruler, rule the paper, and begin to write how you must get it right, especially in this part of the world. If you don't want to give your children away to strangers to be raising them for you, it is well. They say a word is enough for the wise. And I'm grateful that at least some of us are coming from this space and we've decided to unlearn and relearn the at least the right way to the best of our ability. And it's paying off. I mean, I've got all boys, guys. The way I gist with them, now they were like, this woman, calm down. I say, I want to flow with you people so that, you know, you will not come and say you were abandoned or whatever. In fact, when I come into the house after work, I come home, those working work, I just go from one room to the other and be, yo, what's up? What's my G? They'll be looking, see her, she's trying to make it by phone. I say, let me try. Because I never got that from my parent, my G, for waiting happen now. You know, I just want to flow with them. The fact that they're boys, I want them to be able to express, you know, ask questions, and and more so they're even older now. So all of them are taller than me to start with. I'll look and say, you better behave yourself. See your mother, you know. Before I used to look that, hey, my friend, behave. Now I look and say, look, I'm seeing your mother. Even when I wear my high heels, they're still very tall. You know, and their dad would just be laughing. They're even taller than both of us now. So there's a whole lot that we have to unlearn and relearn, especially people of my generation. I'm going to be 50 this year. Imagine when I was growing up as a child, I bring all of that. It won't work. And you know, boys, they would probably have run away or something like that. You know, let's do best. If you don't know, seek support, seek help. You can even go online and check these courses out, parenting skills, parenting style. Don't feel, why would I go and waste money and learn? I know. No, sometimes you might have to do that. And to the single parents out there, whether you're a single mother or a single father, we say kudos to you because it's not easy. Even with two people struggling, how much more one person carrying that load? I pray that the Lord will continue to strengthen you. The Lord will continue to uphold you. He will bring co-parenters who would help you in this journey as you try to raise the best children ever. I pray the Lord will give you that grace and that wisdom to do the best, as it would, so that when you're old, these children will never forget. They will come back. They will look after you if need be, and they will treat you well as well, because tides turn. Tides turn. Yesterday's child is today's adult. Yesterday's child is today's parent as well. God continue to help all of us. Thank you all so much. I hope I'm not missing anyone. Thank you, Leslie, Shan, Susan, IJ. Thank you, Elder Kenneth. Thank you so much for making today very interesting and very insightful. Even I have learned. Fine, it's triggered a lot for us, but we're smiling because we have come out on the other side, which is the positive side, and God will continue to help all of us. So let's go to our puzzle, laugh a bit before we go to sleep tonight. And don't tell me you're tired now. I know everybody's tired, so let's just bring that tiredness and do this. So maybe instead of saying it 3 times without blabbing, we'll say it 2 times without blabbing, as fast as possible still, and as clear as possible. I've been posting it so that we'll be rehearsing. So Shan, I'm sure you've been seeing my posts since. Let's see who wants to go first. 2 times, just 2 times without blabbing, as fast as possible and as clear as possible. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. So if you don't have the in your phonics, all your th is t. Good luck to you tonight. Let us laugh a bit. Don't drop off, because I'll bring you back. Somebody's drop off. Susan, where are you running to? Where are you running to? Come back. And don't tell me it's TikTok that dropped you. So Leslie, you're number one in the box. Should we start with you? Or should we go to the down bottom of the box? Elder Kenneth, it's you. And I know you're laughing already again. This one, our mother's tongue will help us really. So let's see.
I thought, you know what? It's like you are reading my mind.
I always say to you, your camera is closed, but your own camera I can see. I can see. So please, let that laughter, let it spread to all of us here. IJ, you want to go first? Or Shan?
I'll have a go. I'll have a go.
Go on.
Yeah, so I'll say it. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday.
Hey, well done. Well done, IJ. See, nice start. There we go. Let's find that ice cream for you. Thank you. Well done. Okay, now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You set the tone now. So maybe we ladies would do it first. Shan, you want to go, and then Elder Kenneth and Leslie would finish off for us. Well done, IG. Well done. I'm impressed. Elder Kenneth, please, you can go on so that it won't seem like we're waiting for you to go third. Okay. Thank you, God. Oh my, we really tried with the likes today. Thank you so much. Yes, Leslie, okay, up to you now. Shan and Leslie, one of you will have to do it. It's on there. Let me repost it just in case. Or maybe IJ will pass the baton. IJ, pick the next person, please.
Oh, I'll start with the first person, Leslie.
Hey, good. Leslie, you're laughing. Please finish that laughter and unmute because we can't hear you. Good, Elder Kenneth. Okay, you want to bill Leslie?
The 33 thief thought that they threw the throne throughout Thursday. The 33 thief thought that they threw the throne throughout Thursday.
Oh my God, I'm so impressed. This is the first time. Let me clap again. Oh my, in fact, you deserve double, honestly. There's no,
I did not deserve anything. I was just trying to, I'm just trying to the 33 thought that the 23 Thursday. I don't care, I can do it. So thank you.
You did it. No, honestly, this is the first time ever.
I was engaged.
Hey, now you're disengaged. Okay. I wanted to say come and build Elder Kenneth, but now maybe he has actually built it. So, oh yeah, Leslie, your turn. And then Shan will round us off.
The 33 thieves.
The man, I see you.
Well done, Brother Kenneth. Well done, Elder Kenneth.
You want me to repost it?
No, I can see it in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, the 33 thieves thought that. Sorry. The 33 thieves thought they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. The 33 thieves thought they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday.
Are you practicing?
I've done it too. That's my take on it.
Okay, well, let's just find something. Maybe your mom is not. It takes some ice cream to cool off.
My mouth is not on
Okay, Shan, come round this up so we can go and sleep, please. Shan. And the network has been good, oh yes? Please unmute, Shan. I wish she slept off. It's probably past me. Oh, she's there. Good girl, well done.
I should bite my tongue. Because
drink water and count.
Okay. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday.
Okay, well done. Well done. It's like you were not sure there for a minute, but yeah, you tried. Well done. Even Leslie, let's just, you see, I'm giving somebody, okay, let me just be lenient a bit tonight. Thank you all so much. You made it fun and interesting. We'll go to sleep laughing. We'll wake up even more with more joy. By the grace of God, thank you all so much for making Inside a wonderful experience tonight. I appreciate all of your contributions. I wish us well. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back Monday, 8 p.m. UK time to talk about more individual talks. By the grace of God, please don't forget to join me and everyone on this platform on Monday, 8 p.m. UK time. By the grace of God, guys, thank you all so much once again. Have an amazing night. God bless you all. Thank you. The promise, the future, and life. Oh, thank you. Thank you, A13. Thank you. Susan, thank you. Thank you, Shan. Thank you, Leslie. Elder Kenneth, thank you. IJK, thank you. Yeah, let me see who's still there. Debbie, thank you. Goodbye. Ebony, thank you so much for joining me. See you. I'm just seeing Debbie. Enjoy the night. God bless. Good night, everyone.